Hello. Hello. Is this thing on? I'm. Oh
Hello.
my gosh! Come on. Okay. Yeah. There it is.
There we go.
Friends, welcome. This is Words on Wednesday. I'm Ruel Gaviola, joined by my awesome co-host Amanda McKnight. Amanda, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm
All right.
good. I'm doing pretty well today. I hope that you are also doing pretty well.
I am much better than
Yeah,
I
that's
was a
good.
couple of weeks ago.
That's
Just
good. I'm glad to
yeah,
hear that.
yeah. Thank you. It's been a rough go of it lately. Just for anyone just joining, my father unfortunately passed away recently a few weeks ago, and me and my family have been dealing with that. But it's really given me a new appreciation for that cliche, one day at a time, because
Yes.
that's what we're doing. We're taking it one day at a time, and we're doing a lot better. But of course, it's gonna hurt. And I loved my father, and I miss him greatly. But it's a new day, and we are here, and I'm excited to be joining you again, Amanda, because we have not been able to hang out in a while,
We
and
haven't.
I've missed you. I've missed everything
I
about
missed you
this.
too.
Yeah. Folks, if you're new here, this is Words on Wednesday. Amanda and I get together every couple of weeks and talk about comic books. We play games. We just nerd out for an hour or so, and you all
Yeah.
get to hang out with us, and we appreciate you. Amanda, what's new in your world these days? Anything going on? You got some treats apparently, and I'm
I
totally
got
hungry
some
now.
treats. Yeah. I think Michael's in here right now, but Michael, if you're here, I got your treats. I don't know actually. I didn't see him in the chat, but
Wait a second, Red
these
Lobster,
are
really?
Red Lobster biscuits and a
Uh,
salad. Yeah.
those are the best. I love those biscuits.
They're
Oh
so
my gosh,
I
I
know. So that was sent through my treat stream, which I should show
amazing.
that to you if you ever want to get sent some noms. It is like honestly, I would say most of the food that I eat when I'm at my place is through treat stream at this point.
That's great.
When y'all don't
Actually,
send me treat stream, I probably don't actually eat dinner. So it's very good for me to have, I think.
that's great. I was
Yeah.
actually I just recalled like I have used Treat Stream before. I used it back in January during my marathon birthday stream, and people sent me a
Ah.
couple of treats as well. Yeah, I
Nice.
totally
Yeah,
forgot the
they're
name
so
of it.
good.
I thought it was like food something, but no, you're right. Treat
No,
Stream. That
yeah,
was it.
treat stream. And the
Yeah.
cool thing is too, like I that's like when I did my 9 hour, my 8 hour stream, which turned into like a 9 hour stream.
Yep.
People were trying to see like how many they could send because it has that 2 hour cooldown timer. So people were
That's
like trying to like send as many treats as they could. And I was like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, guys.
Oh, that's so great. I love those cheddar biscuits. And yes, our friend Eclectic Camel,
Mhm.
dude, cheddar biscuits are so good. I love those things.
They're so good. They're
I can't.
dangerous though.
Yeah,
That's the only
they're
thing. It's like I
yeah,
could eat
they're
a whole plate of cheddar biscuits.
same. I
Should
you
I
know
eat a
back
whole plate of cheddar biscuits though? I don't know.
I may have I probably have eaten a whole plate of those things, and yeah, and it when I was much younger, when I
So have
could
I.
my metabolism could handle stuff like that, but these
Yeah.
days not so much.
Same. I'm
uh,
there with you.
yeah. Oh, that's so great though. What a cool
Yeah.
thing. I want to say
So yeah,
hello to
that's
all our
going
friends
on.
in chat. Thank you all for joining us. Wow, there's a lot of people here. This is so cool.
Awesome. Very
Yeah.
excited.
Um,
But yeah, that's about it with me. Like, I don't know. I work today. I have been doing pretty well with I'm trying to do like yoga every day right now. So that's
oh,
my current thing. And I've been doing pretty well with that. So I'm feeling like I got up early this morning before
uh-huh,
I left. And like I get up really early.
uh-huh.
I'm thinking of actually doing like a day in the life video so people can
Oh,
kind of get a
cool.
sense for what my day is like.
Hmm.
But I get up really early, y'all, just to go to work. So me getting up before I get ready to do yoga is like such
That's
a
pretty
discipline. It's great.
yeah, that is discipline. I've done that throughout my lifetime. Done gone through phases where sometimes yeah, I'll get in this
Right.
mood of like getting up early, going to the gym before my day starts, and that was a long time ago, friends. It hasn't happened lately, I'll tell you that. But
Yeah.
hi, Josh is here, Michael is here, Jwalzi is here, Panda Angel is here. Oh, to live in
So
nice in
many
LA,
awesome
lots of great people.
people.
Mark Street, thank you, Mark, for hanging out. Good to see everyone. Yeah, um, I'm. I don't know. Are you a morning person, Amanda?
I have to be now. So yes, I am, but
Yeah.
I didn't used to be. I mean, I used to work in the industry. So I used to work
Yeah.
like late, like I'd be closing the bar and wouldn't get
Oh,
home. Like the sun would sometimes be coming up when I was getting home after work and like hanging out
wow.
with people at like after hours and stuff in Toronto.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I do miss that at times, but at other times I'm like I actually go to bed at like a reasonable hour, which is
Yeah.
nice.
It's interesting. Again, many years ago, I remember, like you coming home at the crack of dawn, whereas
Yeah,
now I'm more likely to wake up at the crack of dawn rather than go to sleep at the crack
same.
of dawn.
Same. And even on the weekends, like on the weekends I'll sleep in, but I like try to like only sleep in till like 8.
Yeah.
Like that's enough for me because I find if I sleep in more it kind of messes with my do you also notice like as you get older is there's this weird thing where like our clocks, our inner clocks in our body
Yeah.
become more sensitive so that like if you like
Yeah.
adjust your bedtime by like 10 minutes, like the next morning you're like, oh, I feel that I went to
Yeah.
bed like 10 minutes later. Like
Totally.
it's
Yeah. I
crazy.
totally get that. Yeah. So
What is
one thing,
that?
yeah, just like last night, I was up later
Yeah.
than normal, and it just
Yeah.
totally threw my day off. Like I had a meeting first thing. I actually had three meetings today. But thankfully they're all short. But the one I had like at noon or one, normally
Yeah.
I'm okay at
You
that
were
time, but
like,
I
oh,
was just so groggy. I was like, and that was because I was up a little later than normal.
right. Yeah, that's so weird how like I feel like we become more sensitive to I guess what do you call that? Your circadian rhythm as you get older.
Yes.
Or maybe you're becoming more in tune with it. Maybe it's not like a bad thing. It's just like you're
Yeah.
more aware of it. I don't know, but
Maybe
I
because
noticed that too.
Yeah, because I guess if you think about it, like little kids, they have their
Mm,
schedules, and when we're super young, we are like set on our schedule, and then
yeah.
as an adult, we just do whatever, and then I guess you sort of come back to that as you get older, maybe. I
As
don't
you
know.
get older, you're like, where's that schedule at? Like
Yeah,
I need that in my life.
I need my naps. That's all I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mark is in here. Hi, Mark. He loves mornings. Well, yeah, I'm definitely more of a morning person these days, and yeah, I definitely feel that. And thank you for the follows, by the way, friends who are coming over here. A lot of y'all coming from Amanda's channel. Thank you so much for hanging out. My name is Ruel, and I'm so happy to be here. We're going to be talking about comic books, playing games, and just generally geeking out over the next hour or so. And before we came on live here, folks, Amanda and I were having our little pre live discussion. We started talking about the Mandalorian, and I feel like we just need to continue this conversation, Amanda.
I do. But I also
Yeah.
want to check like is everyone like what's the general feeling of where everyone's at with the Mandalorian? Like has
Yeah.
everyone mostly caught up? I don't want to spoil anything for
Oh yeah,
anyone,
that's
but I
yeah.
think
You're
we could
yeah.
still talk about it even if we avoid spoilers. So,
Totally. Yeah, let us know,
I'm going to
folks.
hold off on spoilers while we
Good.
wait
Good
for people to
call.
respond. But yeah, we were kind of just talking about I mean this season just happened. Uh and how did you feel about it? I feel like there was a lot of I feel like this was like one of the most controversial seasons of The Mandalorian for some
Oh,
reason, even though
yeah.
I didn't feel it was controversial to me. I was like, this seems to be where it was headed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, without getting into spoilers, like I'll be honest, Amanda, the Mandalorian early on lost me. I was like sort of like, I'm sort of over this. Like they took a detour.
Oh.
Yeah, as far as the storytelling.
Right.
Um
So like you felt like kind of when they branched off, they lost you a little bit from
yeah,
like the
yeah.
main plot. Yeah.
Exactly. That
Hmm.
branching off, while in it's itself it was fine. It to me it threw off the pacing of the show, just the feel of the show, and I was a little bummed
Fair.
about that. But by the time the last two episodes came by, I'm like, okay, they got me back in. I'm
There was kind
100%.
of like a really great ramp, I will say, at
Yeah.
the end of this season that
Yeah.
I also was like, I'm on the edge of my seat. Like I was like,
Yes.
what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And there were moments where I genuinely did not know how things were gonna go. And I was like,
Yeah.
I felt like all bets were off. And
Y-
that was
yeah.
very exciting
Yeah.
to
I
be a part of that.
I love that phrase that yeah, all bets are off. Yeah, they literally
Yeah.
could have gone a bunch of different directions. And as Mark said, it was definitely a slow burn for um, this season. You know,
Yeah.
I and I thought, okay, so here's the thing. Have you watched Andor, or did you watch Andor?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm watching Andor, but I'm not yet because it's so long.
Yeah, yeah,
I found it really boring when I
yes.
started.
It was boring, Amanda.
I was like, this is boring. I'm
Yeah,
bored. But it's so funny because like So Uptown Duck, Dylan, who people probably know from watching my channel, my content,
Uh,
he feels like he loves Andor. Like Andor for him was like this joy, and he was so excited. And we start watching it together, and he's like, "Yeah, like what do you think?" And at like the first episode, like I fell asleep. Like I was like literally I fell asleep. Like I was just like,
we
and he was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, "Boring."
I
Like really he
swear,
said that.
Amanda, we have the exact same experience with Andor. Episode
Right.
1, I fell asleep not once, not twice, but 3 different times I tried to start it and I fell asleep. But
Wow.
here's the thing. So so friends, Amanda and I actually met in person this past December in Philly, in
Hmm.
Philadelphia for PAX Unplugged. On the flight there, I told myself I'm gonna force myself to watch Andor, and I did. I downloaded
Right.
it before I got on the flight. I stayed awake this
Nice.
time, and I ended up loving that show, man. I got through the first 2 episodes, and it's some of the best Star Wars storytelling ever. It is
And
amazing.
then it lost you.
No, it kept me. It lost me early, but then it kept me throughout the show. I loved it. So I
Okay.
think the key, honestly, is to get past the first two, and then or
Well, it's
three.
kind of a lot of exposition. So
It's
like
a ton of
I
exposition.
understand
Yeah.
that that's why, I was like snooze fest.
Yep.
And honestly, after watching like a few more episodes, I was more here for it and I do want to
Yeah.
finish it. So,
Yeah.
not hating on Andor,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm just saying it's been a bit slower going for me because I feel like it's more of a story that like you really have to pay attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't just have it on and be like, "Oh yeah, broad strokes." Like I know what's happening
Oh
here.
yeah.
You got to be
That's it
focused.
exactly. Yeah.
You don't want to miss what people are saying.
Yeah.
So we got to a point where I thought it was over. Like
Oh.
that's how long though the season is. You know what I mean? Like we got to a
Yeah.
point where like I would say probably the midway point in it, which
Hmm.
I think is kind of a natural conclusion for a season, is what it felt like to me, where it sort
Right.
of starts there, sort of post heist, I will say, for people
Yeah.
that know.
Yeah.
But that is the thing where I was like, oh, okay, so it's done. And then like Dylan was like, no, like we're halfway through. And I was like, what? How is there more?
Yeah. It
And he
is
was like, we haven't even met Andy Circus yet. And I was like, oh
right.
my God, Andy
Yeah.
Circus. I
And
forgot.
by the time you get to the end of it, again, not giving up, not spoiling or anything, but honestly, by the
Yeah.
end of it, the final episode, I was ready to join the rebellion. I was so fired. I was like, yeah,
Wow. Very
yeah.
cool.
It
Very
was
cool.
so
That's what
good
I
by the
love.
end, Amanda. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really,
I
really
think I'm
good.
really gonna like it. I also need to catch up on Bad Batch right now for my Star Wars
Same.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I think everything else I'm caught up on. But I
Yeah.
was also one of those weird people too that like when people were saying how good Andor was, I
Uh
was one
huh.
of those strange people that was like, I love I loved Obi-Wan a lot,
Oh
and
yeah.
some
Obi-Wan's
people really
fun.
didn't like Obi-Wan, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I thought that one was great."
Hmm.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah. No,
But
Obi-Wan, I thought was fine.
even though there was a weird thing with the tunnel in that one episode, and I was like, that
Yeah.
didn't make any sense.
No,
But
not
I
at all.
think that's just some editing kerfuffle that happened. I'm not sure what happened there.
Right.
Something in the
Mark
editing room, I
says,
think.
every time I feel down about one of the Star Wars series or episodes or the direction they're going, my 12-year-old self wakes up and goes, what? How can he not be excited? It's more Star Wars. Right.
So true. So
Yeah.
true.
So even if you don't like something now, I mean, like, whatever series or whatever movie or show or whatever, just know, folks, we are actually in the golden age of Star Wars content. There's never been a
We
time
are.
where there's been all this, whether it's comic books or movies or shows. Like, I'm thrilled and I am so excited about everything that's going on.
I think people like to complain about like things, because they're so invested. And I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
And it comes from kind of a place of love, even though sometimes it's just very judgmental to me.
Yeah.
And I don't really get that. But at the same time, it's like one of those things where I'm like, but if we didn't have this,
Hmm.
you would be sad. So
Yeah.
like
Totally.
kind of just be happy that like we have it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is really good for Star Wars stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah.
even it's the same thing with like the MCU right now. Like a lot of people are over it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm like, I don't think that's because it's like people are like, it's because it's bad now. And I'm like, no, I don't think it's bad. It's like the same as it's always been.
Right.
It just isn't evolving,
Hmm.
and you've had a lot of it. So for you, it's becoming stagnant, which like
Right.
fair, fair.
That's totally fair. And
Yeah.
it's and I think sometimes the fandoms, and I'll just talk specifically about the Star Wars fandom, it can get toxic because I understand people love this property so much, and but folks, if a story's not for you, that's fine. You don't have to like don't harsh on
You
anyone
don't have to
else's
like
love.
every story, and like
Yeah,
not every story has to be for you. Like it's okay
exactly.
to be like, oh, I don't know if that one was really for me, but like it's cool that like there were other people that liked it.
Yeah,
That's all
exactly.
you have to do. But that's the
Uh,
thing. It's like Star Wars fans can sometimes be, and I say this as a Star Wars fan. I'm sure I've done this to some,
yeah,
degree before as well. But they'll be like, like this story like should have been this. And that's the only way it should have been. And like
yeah.
not even everyone agrees on what that is, which is hilarious to me. So it's not even
Right.
all of us being like, it really should have been, you know, this is what happens and this is
Hmm.
the plot. Everyone has a different plot that they think it should have had. And for
Yeah,
some reason, everything should change because that's what they think. And I'm like,
yep,
that's not how the world works, though.
exactly. Yeah, and
You
it's
should write a fan fiction. That's what I think.
there
That's
you
what I
go.
want to
Yeah,
tell people. Is like, why
yeah,
don't you write a fan fiction?
exactly. That's such a great, yeah. Do it yourself, friends. If you're not
Do it
like, if
yourself.
you're not into, I mean, for many many years, the only Star Wars content we had was on YouTube. Fan film, found fan films, fan fiction, and all that. So
Yeah.
and I've seen a lot of those folks. They weren't good. I mean, there are some
No.
that are stellar, but most of them were no good.
I love how also the newer films to some because they really didn't like them or whatever have
Hmm.
created this weird love of like the prequels
Yeah,
that I never expected because I remember when the prequels happened and like obviously I was a kid when they came out.
yeah,
I loved the prequels because to me that's like my childhood Star Wars.
yes, yes.
However, I acknowledge that they're terrible. You know what I mean? Like that's just part of what it is. And now I feel like people are going back and being like, "Oh, but this was so good." And I'm like,
Mm.
"What is happening?"
Right?
We all
Yeah,
I thought agreed that these were bad. Even
yeah,
I love them and I agreed these are bad. And now
yeah.
people are going back and being like, "Ah, the good days." And I'm like, "What?"
Wow. So it's coming. I guess it's coming around, and that's funny. Like I love that we excuse me. We come from different perspectives and generations. As my generation, folks, I am slightly older than Amanda, and by slightly I mean a lot. My generation, I was the OG
I don't
trilogy.
know if it's a lot. Maybe it's a lot. I don't think it's a lot, is it?
I don't know. We haven't
I
actually
don't think
discussed this, so
we'll have
we
to figure that out
yeah, we'll
after.
have to figure it out. But
Yeah.
I grew up on the original trilogy. So then
Right.
when the prequels came out, yes, I thought they were garbage. But then, over the years, I said, you know what, it's fine. Like, it wasn't from my childhood, but the original trilogy has tons of problems with it as well.
It
And
does.
it's
It's true.
whatever you grew up in. And what turned me around with the whole fandom thing, Amanda, was when my niece and nephew were born. I had this
Yeah.
great plan. My brother and I said we're gonna have them sit down and watch the original trilogy with us because that's how we do Star Wars. Within the
Right.
first 5 minutes, they were both my niece and nephew were just bored. They were like, "Oh, let's go do something
They're
else."
like,
I'm like,
yeah, I don't
"What?"
like it.
Yeah,
You're like,
and I
how
was like
could
so
this not
bummed.
speak to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what's going on? I was like, "Are you sure you're Gaviola children? We don't know what's going on here." But
Yeah.
the thing is, you know how they got into it? They got in through Star Wars Legos. So they did this, they watched the Star Wars Lego shows, and that brought them in. I was
Love
like,
it.
I didn't understand it, but I was like, you know what? If you're getting into the Star Wars universe because of Legos, more power to you. And I'm like, whatever it takes, come on in.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but that's the thing, right? It's like it's just there's different things that speak differently to people, and I think that
Hmm.
is the beauty of fandom is that we can have all of these stories that kind of exist under the same umbrella to connect us, but they
Right.
don't all have to have like the same perspective in mind. So
Yes.
that's what I like about it. That's the
Yeah.
beauty of fandom. But people want to like take that away from you sometimes and be like,
Yeah.
"No, we can only have one perspective,
Yeah.
mine." And I'm like,
Exactly.
"No."
We're not about gatekeeping here, folks. Whatever,
Yeah.
wherever, however you get into Star Wars, it's fine with me.
Yeah, same. Same. And
Yep.
then also I there was a tweet the other day. I follow on Twitter Paul Hyung Sun Lee,
Hmm.
who plays the pilot that's in Mandalorian,
Yes.
Carson
Yeah.
Teva. And he tweeted this thing where because he loves like all things, and I've actually met him before.
Oh.
He's local, and I've been at a few parties that he was also at, and he's
Oh, nice.
such a sweet, such an amazing like human, and even like
Oh,
I've hung out with him and his wife, and they're both so cool and like nerdy,
nice.
cool people. So he loves like all fandoms, I feel like. And he has talked before about like how he would like love to be in Star Trek because he also loves Star Trek.
Ooh.
He is like a like almost like a legit like tricorder. Like when I saw, I was like, what is this? And he's like, I found this years ago and I've just
Whoa.
kept it forever. And I was like, this is so cool. So he was
Wow.
talking about Star Trek, and then people were like, but why? You can't be in both. And he's like, what? He's like, yes, you can. Why not? He's like,
Absolutely.
other actors have done that. And it's,
Yeah.
you don't have to pick, we can love everything. And I was just like, that is so true. It's like, that is
Right.
a thing in fandoms where even me, as someone that I love Star Wars, I love Star Trek like a lot. Like, I'm a huge Trekkie. And people
Yeah.
will be like, oh, but like, which one do you really like? And I'm like, no, both.
Yeah.
They're
Like
also both very different. So
exactly.
to
Yeah,
me,
exactly. It's like
yeah.
ice cream. I like chocolate. I like vanilla.
Yeah.
I don't have to choose.
You don't you don't have to be like it's chocolate now for the rest of my life and nothing else. Like, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, we don't do that with anything else in life. So why do we
Right.
do that with fandoms? Same with like,
Exactly.
Marvel versus DC. Like, people always want to know,
Yep.
what do you
Yeah.
like better? And I'm like, well, I probably read more Marvel, but
Yeah.
I definitely cosplayed as more DC characters. So figure that
See,
out. Like, I
there
love
you
both.
go. Oh, I love it. Well, all the Star Wars talk, Amanda. Why don't we start talking about a Star Wars comic that we've been into lately? Star Wars Yoda.
Yeah.
Uh,
I would love.
yeah, it's been a while since we've talked about this, folks. Again, with the time off and everything, but we are back and excited. I actually have the real. Let's see, this I have with me right now, number 3 in the paper edition. I love something about
Nice.
just getting a comic and then bagging it. Just a really, I love that ritual.
It
And
is
it's
really great. I was about to
yeah.
say, I am so silly. I didn't pull out any of mine,
Oh,
but
okay.
I have them.
Yep.
They're in my bin in the other room. But I
Nice.
do have this. I have this issue, and I also have 6, which I think we're going to talk about 6 next time. But
Yes.
let's talk about issue number 5, because whew,
Oops.
this
Oh,
story,
yeah.
I am so here for it. This series, I am so here for it.
It's so good, right? I'm
I
really
love it.
enjoying it.
Which, I don't know if I told you this last time, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but did y'all know this is the only series that Yoda has ever had? So we are literally reading the only existing Yoda focused series
Yeah.
apparently in print. Like, we've never had a Yoda comic before,
Wow.
which I
I
think is crazy.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this, and I was, oh my gosh, so this is it. This is the first time Yoda's had his own series, right? I think.
This is the first time he's had his own series, and I'm
Okay.
sure he's appeared in other things because
Yeah.
we have tons and tons and tons of Star Wars comics for anyone
Yep.
that wants to get into that.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that Yoda has had his own
Cool.
series. I did confirm that. I that's what I thought, and then I remember you were asking me, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know that much about Star Wars comics,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure." But I think, and then I checked, and yes, that's true.
Wow. There
That's
you
true.
go, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amanda. Wow.
So
Learning things, new things every day here. But I'm just
yeah.
showing off some of the variant covers if you want to talk a little bit about the
So,
story.
yeah, let me tell you a little bit about this one. So, Star Wars Yoda, issue number 5 is what we're talking about here. This is a comic that's written by Joey Hauser, probably,
Yeah.
by art by Luke Ross, colors by Nolan Woodard, letters by VC's Joe Caramagna, cover by Phil Noto, one of my favorite artists, variant cover by David Lopez, David Massini, and Alex Sinclair, and Women's History Month alternate cover by Peach Momoko, another one of my favorite artists. I was very
Nice.
tempted to pick up that cover when this came out, but
Nice.
I stuck with Phil Noto because he's my guy. Associate editors on this issue are Mikey J. Basso and Danny Kazim, and editor is Mark Panisia, and editor in chief is CB Sobalski for Marvel. So, what happens in this issue? Well, to give you a little recap, because it's been a little while, basically, this series, we're following Star Wars through sort of stories in his past. And it's kind of like while he's on Dagobah and he's waiting basically for Luke to show up, he obviously is killing some time. So he's just thinking back on his stories. There's also a mysterious voice that seems to be speaking to him through the Force, but we don't know who that is yet. So that's a fun little through line for you. In this particular adventure that he's reminiscing on, he's just sort of going back to the days when he was training in the Jedi Temple, training the young Jedi initiates. And basically, he's telling us a story about, or remembering a story where he was training these two younglings who had a conflict with each other. And that sort of happened as Master Dooku, who right now is not evil, he is
Mhm.
just a Jedi Master, came to visit with Yoda because he was requested to come to the school and help train and stuff. So Dooku's there, kind of checking in with Yoda, hanging out, helping out with these younglings that are learning, and there's a conflict that happens between two. I forget what that one race is called. Do you remember the race that's like lizard people in
Yeah,
Star Wars?
that's all. That's in my mind. That's why I call them lizard people. I don't remember the name of.
Lizard people, yeah,
Yeah.
but they probably Trandosians. There we go. I
Oh,
just looked
okay.
it up. Trandosians.
Nice.
So there is a Wookiee and a Trandosian who historically are enemies, but obviously at the Jedi Temple we like put all of that aside. So here they're and they even become friends. These two.
Yeah.
However, Krish, who is the Wookiee, he has a vision, and it makes him see his friend Gare, who's she's a Trandosian, sort of attacking him.
Mhm.
And with this dark vision, there comes some tension between these two. At the beginning of issue number 5, what we're sort of diving into here is we learn a little bit of the origins of Gare and how she, as a baby Trandoshan, was basically given to Yoda to join the Jedi Order because she's gifted in the Force by actual Wookiees who had attacked her people and had actually killed them. So they found this baby and they were like, we're obviously don't want to hurt this baby. So we feel weird and we're like now calling you to be like, please help and take this baby because we don't know what to do. Which is, really sad. And that's
Yeah.
how Garrett came to the Jedi Order. And so, what happens in the issue is the tension between Krish and Gare intensifies a bit more here. Master Yoda basically shares some advice. He shares the origin of Gare with Krish and reveals that she was actually brought to the Jedi Order by the Wookiees who killed her people to kind of be like, look, maybe you need to table this because ultimately your people are the ones that even helped to bring her here. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
And he offers the advice of putting their differences aside and encourages Krish to respect his fellow Jedi. Now, what Yoda doesn't know is that he doesn't know that Krish has been having these dark visions. And when Krish actually seeks the advice of Master Dooku about these visions, Dooku advises that Krish actually keep those visions a secret because he basically advises that most Jedi masters won't understand this and they'll see it as a bad thing, you having
Mhm.
visions. And there might be some judgment. So I would recommend you just keep it to yourself for now, and don't tell Master Yoda, which obviously seems super sus,
Yep.
especially us knowing what we now know about Count Dooku.
Right.
Later, Yoda brings his students to another world for a mission, and while he's meditating, a fight basically breaks out between the two young Jedi in training, between
Mhm.
Krish and Gare, and that is where the issue ends. Quite a
Nice.
cliffhanger, I would say.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm I'm surprised. I'm really enjoying this. I mean I figured I'd like it, but I'm enjoying this much more than I thought, Amanda. And
Same. It like
again, no.
takes me in and it feels like
Yeah.
each story, like even when I was thinking back to previous, like to the former story that we read
Hmm.
that's in this, like the previous arc, I was like, it
Yeah.
really feels like these are like things in time where I feel like I'm Yoda, like
Yeah. Oh,
thinking
totally.
back.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
love you know, like you brought it up how we already know how these characters play out in the future. And I love going
Hmm.
back here, and it really, they are fleshing out the characters and providing some backstory. And it's
Quite a
really
bit.
interesting because we haven't really gotten to know Yoda over, through all these different, properties and stories and stuff. Like really, this time before while he was waiting for Luke. I think it's a really cool way, really cool time period that they selected for this story. I think it's really interesting, and getting to know the younglings that are in this story. I mean, I really enjoy this.
I know. I'm the same way. And I think it really is cool because, yeah, I mean, I never would have thought, I love also how they're kind of playing with stuff that they know we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I love how they brought Dooku into it. And then I was like, oh,
yeah,
I know this guy. This guy is bad. And then,
yeah,
Dooku
yeah,
appears in it and he's so like reasonable and not
yeah,
bad at all, seemingly, like
y-
seems super nice actually.
yeah.
And you're like, whoa, like this is, and then you're like learning a bit about Dooku's story as well,
Mhm.
through this series, where you kind of learn that like Dooku has a past and he had a friend that something happened to his friend
Yep.
and they were best friends as well in the
Yeah.
Jedi Order. So in a way, like this tension that's happening between these two is like very personal for him and his story. And I
Yeah.
never even knew that was a thing. And apparently that is a thing in his canon, but it doesn't really get delved into a lot. Like
Right.
it's really cool to see it touched upon here. And if you're obviously super into the lore, it's probably very like cool to be like, oh yeah, that's so
Yep.
cool that they're talking about that.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
I love that, you take these characters, you think it, sometimes you just think in broad strokes, right? Black and white, but there's a lot of gray and, just like in real life. And I love that Dooku's now like, hey, he wasn't always the bad guy, or whatever. And
Yeah.
yeah, they hint at some of the sus things that he's doing, but at the same time, he seemed like a decent guy, and he's got the story, the stuff that he's gone through. Who knows
Yeah.
what
And
pushed
then
him over the edge?
it's making you go like, oh, like right, this is a person that isn't just like an evil guy. Like he's like a
Hmm.
real human who has
Yeah,
like,
love it.
he's got his own story. And there's
Exactly.
reasons why people turn to the dark side.
Yeah,
And we're
exactly.
literally seeing them in this story. You know what I mean? Like this idea
Hmm.
of having these visions and having a concern about a conflict that does exist between your two peoples as well. So you already have reason to be concerned based
Yep.
on that knowledge. And then also you start having these visions of your friend hurting you. It's like,
Right.
I
And
mean,
that,
of course you're going to freak out.
yeah,
It's pretty
and that sort
normal,
of,
I think.
that sort of ties in the whole, like Anakin, before he turned, he had those visions of, um, um,
All this stuff coming to fruition and
yeah,
Padme dying. And then it's
Adam
like
Padme
one of
dying. Yep.
those things you realize like, oh, like this kind of happened because of you though.
Uh huh.
And
Yeah.
there's something, I think it's in the next, I don't think it's in this issue. Yeah, it's in
Hmm.
the next issue, but there's something that Yoda will say in the next issue that I can't wait to talk to you about next
Yeah.
week
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so poignant. And I was
Hmm.
like, wow.
Yeah.
It's just so well written too. Like
Agreed.
Hauser's doing a really good job with this series. And I'm like, just blown away. And it
Yeah.
makes me want to read all the Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah. Same.
Also, what people are talking about in chat with sort of digital versus physical is
Yes.
really cool. And I was gonna say, when it comes to actually the physical copies for Marvel stuff, pretty much all of them come with a digital code. In case people didn't know, if you do know this, then sorry for telling you something you already know. Not trying to woman splain comics to you.
Is that a thing?
But not a thing really, but yeah, that is a thing you can get. So actually if you get I don't know if you've noticed this, if you've been collecting Star Wars Yoda, actually you just had an issue. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
So Ruel, in your issue, if you open up midway through, you'll notice there's a digital comic code. There's a little
Yep.
thing, you peel it off, you go on marvel.com/redeem, you enter your code and it attaches it to your account. And then you
Hmm.
can read it in the Marvel Unlimited app, whether or not you have a subscription service. It used to be Marvel Comics, but they're going to be getting rid of that app and just moving everything over to Marvel
Oh.
Unlimited. Or you can also read it on your Comixology if you link that with
Oh.
your
Okay.
account as well.
It's
So
good. That's good to
fun
know.
facts, you can have it all, baby. And it's free. So it's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Yep.
If you want to
Awesome.
collect. The other thing I don't like about physical sometimes is the space, obviously, is a huge issue
Yeah.
because you only have room for so many things. And as you can see from my space, it's very full of things.
Yeah,
So
I see stuff all.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We
all
have
over the
similar spaces.
place.
Just yeah, all kinds of nerdy stuff taking up every last inch of the
Every
place.
last inch. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah,
Awesome.
so that was this
So
issue and
yeah.
I really liked it. And I mean, a lot happened. Like I even went back to this and it's been a little while since I read it. And I was like, man, I forgot. Like this issue, so much happens. But
Yeah.
when you read it, it feels so fast.
Right. Yeah. And then yeah, it's that.
That's how you
That's
know
it
it's good.
exactly. Yep. It flows really well, and then by the end of it, it's like, oh wow, there's been a lot of stuff going on. I love that about this series.
I also
Okay.
love they kind of do something in this issue that's like very classic in terms of like the way they show fights, where when
Uh-huh.
people are fighting, the background
Yeah.
is kind of just disappears. So they don't really draw that and it's just a
Uh-huh.
solid color. And I
Hmm.
love that. It's so like, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like, I guess more classic comics.
Right.
But it makes all the emotion in the fight so much more like intense.
Yeah. Yeah. it feels epic. I think is the way to,
Yes, epic.
right.
That is a great word for this series.
Yeah, I'm
Epic,
trying to find
especially this
examples.
story.
Yeah,
And even the last story, like it's very exciting. Like Yoda had some adventures, guys.
yeah.
He
For
was doing some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, and it's sort of apropos. I mean, he is a Jedi Master. He is the Jedi Master of Jedi
He
Masters.
is.
So yeah, pretty cool
Yeah,
to
he
see.
is.
Love it. Okay, so that's Star Wars Yoda. We have it says here. So we're gonna talk about I was gonna say episode
Six
six,
next
but
time.
issue 6 next time.
Episode six. I like that. Very on brand. Episode
Right,
six of Star Wars
episode
Yoda
6
next
next
time.
time, folks. All right.
Join us next time.
um, by the way, if you hear me coughing, folks, I had COVID last month as well, so I still have my post-COVID cough, and
Oh man,
it's
that
not fun.
sucks.
Yeah, so if you
No.
hear my volume cutting out, it's because I'm muting my mic so I can hack a few seconds and then come back live here. So try
No
not to get COVID,
worries.
folks. It's not fun, but here we are.
Here we are. I'll try. I'm gonna do my best.
Good, cool.
No promises, but
Yeah. Let's move on, folks. Again, thank you for joining us on Words on Wednesday. We're talking comic books, and the next one on the list is something I've been really excited to talk about with Amanda. It is Sergio Aragonés Groo, and this particular series is Gods Against Groo. Now, Groo the Wanderer has been around, I think it's 40 years now. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's been a long-standing, long-running series created by Sergio Aragonés and Mark Evanier. Let me see. I had the credits here. Oh, here they are. The
oh,
colorist now is Carrie Strachan, which is the
yeah,
new.
Carrie
Yeah,
Strawn, maybe. I'm not
Strong.
sure.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
new. Now they had Tom Luth as the colorist for about 40 years. He
Wow.
basically just went on. He decided to move on, and I think this is the first series that she's done with this team. So it's like
She did a great job.
yeah,
And I've been reading the letters columns at the back to get like feel like I'm getting into the lore of
yeah,
behind the scenes Gru. So I remember
nice.
they were talking about how their colorists like changed and they were like,
Yep,
"Whoa, hopefully we don't scare her away. There's a lot of
yeah,
things to color." And there certainly are a lot of things to color in this comic. It
yo,
is like one of those comics. It reminds me of when I first read Wonder Woman Historia, especially when I first read issue number 1 of this.
uh huh,
Um, it took me so long to read because I was just looking
yes,
at so many things. It's
yeah,
like the Where's Waldo of comics,
totally,
this
yes. That's it
series.
exactly. Yeah, folks,
Yeah,
when you
I
get it,
love
I
it.
mean, here I have the physical issue. Let me get number 1 that Amanda was just talking about. It's amazing, Sergio. Now, if you don't know, folks, there's this thing. I don't know if it's still around, but Mad Magazine. That was a thing for many, many, many years. And Sergio was the guy that drew He had little drawings of the margins. So in the margins of the Mad Magazine, they had these little comics that you'd find, and Sergio did all of those. He is an amazing artist, and you'll see he always has these big like group scenes, like crowd scenes, and stuff like this where it's like just totally filled, just
Just
so much
wild.
detail, and it's great. And if you ever get to see him work, like I've seen him at Comic Cons a couple of times over the years, and he always does like he'll just draw and stuff, and he'll just doodle. And there's a show called Quick Draw where his fellow creator Mark Evanier, he'll just like he has a couple of cartoons up there, and he'll throw up subjects, and then the artist draw as quick as they can. And Sergio is always like the fastest, and he's always the funniest. The guy
Wow.
is a genius. And
Wow.
this character, folks, Groo the Wanderer, it's basically they took Conan the Barbarian and made him really dumb and really funny and really slapsticky, and that's how
Yeah.
they've been doing it for 40 years, Amanda. It's crazy.
I know, that's crazy. Everyone was like, "Wait, didn't you guys just have your 40th anniversary? Shouldn't you have like done an
Yeah,
anniversary series?" And in the comments in the letters section at the back, it's like, "Yeah, we should have done that."
yeah,
It wasn't that we didn't do it, we just never thought about it. Like we
yeah,
didn't
right.
even realize really.
Yeah,
And I love that. And then they're talking about like, we don't really want to do something that'll be predictable though. So why don't we do like our like fourth, 10th anniversary or something like that? Or like
right.
we never released these other ones. So why don't we release one of those now?
Exactly. And just as a little bit of background, so I've been a fan of Mark Evanier, the writer. So Sergio and him created this character many years ago, and Mark Evanier is actually a longtime TV writer. He's written for a bunch of TV shows over the years. He works in Hollywood. but he maintains a blog, and you can find it. Mark Evanier. He does a really cool thing where he talks about like insider Hollywood stories. Takes a look at how the creative process of making Groo. It's a great blog, and there's been so many. He's just a natural like storyteller, and what I
Nice.
love, Amanda, about Groo the Wanderer. So, I was reading this when I was a kid. I took like a 20-year break, and everything that I saw here, it's not the exact same, but there's still the same jokes about cheese dip. There's still like
Cheese dip,
silly
yes.
characters, and like it still makes me laugh like no other comic can. I love Gru.
That's so great.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
was
I
it
mean,
as a
I
first
get
time
it.
Gru? Yeah, as a first time reader, how what was your reaction to this? I'm sure it's a little different than what you're used to reading. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really reading anything like this right now, for sure.
Mm,
This was definitely very different from what my current pull list has on it.
yeah.
That being said, I did quite enjoy it, especially the more that I got into it. So the first issue was a little rockier for me. I was a
Yeah.
little bit more like, okay, this is like definitely something that has been going on for a while and kind of has like a bit of an older feel to it.
Yes.
Um, that being said, I do read a lot of like more like older retro comics and stuff. So
Mm,
it wasn't super jarring for me. I was just like, oh, it's taking like a little longer. And I
yeah.
kind of had to like figure out who the players were, if you will,
Right.
in this and figure out like what their vibes were. But
Yep.
then the more it went on, the more I just kind of like, I don't know, just really enjoyed the insanity
Hmm.
that ensues and
Yep.
how like just like ridiculous it is with like without any apologies. And I
Yeah.
really admire and love that. And
Yeah.
right off the beginning, one of the things I think I was saying to you was that I loved Rudolfo, uh Gru's dog,
Oh, the dog.
Cheetah,
Referto. Referto.
Referto. Yeah,
Yes.
Referto.
We'll bring him up
Um
here. Here he is.
it, yeah, Referto. Is he a dog or is he like a cheetah? Like
I
what's
don't
going
know.
on with him?
We always thought it was.
Very
I always
sad.
thought it was a cheetah, but yeah, it's like a small like mutt or something, like a dog, some
Yeah,
kind of
he's something. He's
yeah,
esque, but not full. I just like how it says the best friend.
yeah,
True. That is Roberto's role. And I
yes,
loved like even in the first issue, I think my favorite scene was when they're on the boat and they're trying to figure out like they're just on this little rowboat
yeah,
and basically Gru's trying to figure out like, oh man, like how are we gonna get out of this one? We have to like survive this. And he's thinking he's talking aloud and sort of monologuing to himself about like how they can find food and like get through it, and the
mm.
whole time Roberto's just like thinking, and he's always thinking like, oh Gru, like you dumb, like you can't
Yeah,
do that, like I love you but you're so ridiculous.
yeah,
And there's a moment where like he thinks something and then it's almost like Gru responds
yeah,
and he's
yeah,
like, wait a minute, did you just hear me? Like, is this actually working? Can you finally hear what I'm thinking? And he's like, oh, no, you can't because then you just did that dumb thing.
yeah,
But it's just so funny, like almost like that dialogue, but it's like a one sided.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
talking to a wall. But I just love that Roberto is basically always having a conversation with Gru. I think that's
yeah.
so endearing.
And it really is
Oh, it's so
endearing. And
funny.
yeah, what's great too is like this has been the relationship from day one since many years, many decades ago. Nothing has
Many
changed.
decades.
I have my old Gru comics. I do have the number one in in my comic collection here. It's one of my prized treasures in my collection. And even back then, like Roberto came along. He wasn't there from the start. He came on along like as a sidekick, maybe in like issue 20 or something like that. But
Yeah.
he's been the same. He's always just it's like talking to a wall, but then somehow Gru sort of understands and repeats what Roberto's thinking. It's hilarious.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very, very funny. And like I said, I enjoyed like just all the little details that are in here. Like
Mhm.
it's such a detailed book in terms of the artwork
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like everything. Like there's just so much little things like going on in like one panel
Yeah.
that I love that attention to detail and I love how you can just get like lost in a comic in terms of like the other characters on the page, we might not know their names, but like we get to know them just through their physicality and their
Yeah.
expression
Oh,
in a series, which is really fun.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, Amanda. Like I was really curious because I think that's the first thing people notice is like, yeah, you're reading the story and stuff and you're enjoying the artwork, but then all of those other characters on the page, like, oh wow, this person's doing this, or this person's eating that, or this person, oh my gosh, what's he doing to her, or her him to him? It's
Yeah.
like, it's so
Like,
it's
wait,
like
what's
just
happening in that
packed.
corner?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
packed. I love that about
So
this comic.
how far along are you in this mini series?
I've gotten through
By
the
the way,
first two. I have number
the
three
first two.
right
Okay,
here.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Cool, cool, cool.
yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna save. I was gonna talk about something, but I'm gonna wait
Okay,
because I want you to read it first, and then
okay.
we can talk about it because it
Yeah,
happens later and it's really fun and I really
yeah.
liked it.
You know what?
But yeah, like even when in issue two, when the
Uh,
gods are basically like the story for people that haven't read this yet, as I understand it, and feel free to add
yeah.
anything I'm missing here. But in the first issue, we're kind of like reintroduced to Groo,
Hmm.
and basically there's a bit of an issue where the queen is looking for some gold, and she sent out sort of some people to go get the gold, but then Groo snuck on board, and so their ship sank. And so now she has to send out some other people, and this wise man basically convinces her that he should be her advisor so he can go get the gold. So everyone's
Hmm.
trying to get this gold. Yeah, the sage. There
The
he is.
Sage.
And so they're going back to do that. And in the meantime, Gru is obviously in the middle of the ocean because he did sink the ship and he's on a little dinghy. And he's just trying to get back to shore. So he gets back to the sort of the place they were sailing to where all the gold is. And these people think he's a god. And so they start to worship him. And then a heaven version of him appears up in the heavens with the other gods, and those gods are like, this guy sucks. Like, we need to get this guy out of here.
Yeah,
Because Gru, they just find him so annoying and they just want
yeah.
to enjoy their time there in peace. And so it's kind of like there's kind of two plots happening, with one sort of centered around this faraway land and the gold, and
Hmm.
the other centered around sort of the gods, with Gru now be having a god self that exists up there while his earthly self is running around making people accidentally worship him,
Yep.
and how those gods are trying to just like get rid of Gru any way they can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It cracks me up because the heavenly version of Gru is just as annoying as the earthbound
just as
Gru,
annoying.
and
Yeah.
he's messing things up just as bad in the heavens as he is on Earth, which is hilarious to me.
I
And
also love that the more the gods try to like get rid of him, the more it just like like works the opposite way.
yeah,
Like at one point they're like, okay, well, like we're gonna have a big fight, and when they have a big fight, it
uh-huh,
like creates like all these storms and stuff on Earth, and people on Earth are
uh-huh.
like, what's happening? And then
It's so
just as
funny.
this all kind of like winds down, that's like when Gru shows up. And
Yes.
so, like on the earthly plane, when he makes it back to shore, and so he
Hmm.
appears, and all the storms stop, and they're like, "Oh my god, this guy, this is it." And so they just worship him more,
Yeah.
and the gods are like, "Oh my gosh, how did that not work?"
Right.
Because they were the ones that wanted to fight him in the first place, because they figure
Yeah.
maybe if we fight him, we can get rid of him.
Yeah.
But it's like he also just loves to fight, so he's like, "I'll fight forever." Like,
Yes, it's great. That's his thing. Gru loves to
oh
find a
my god.
fray. He always enters the fray.
Oh
That's
yeah.
he's been
He
doing it for
always
40
enters the
years.
fray. And he's
Yeah,
like, I'll
loves it.
fray all day. Like that's like
Yeah.
basically his motto. So
And the other running joke in this, there's so many running jokes in this series, and again, this is like such comfort food for me, Amanda. Like having not having seen an issue in 20 something years, and just coming back, it's like, oh, it's the same jokes. I remember Cheese Dip. I remember the running joke about anytime he gets on a ship, the ship sinks.
ship sinks.
That
Yeah.
he's been doing that for 40 years. I love that.
Oh
There's
my
something very comforting
gosh.
about that, and I don't know why it still cracks me up. It still makes me laugh
Yeah.
out loud when I read this stuff.
I feel like this is also the type of thing too that like takes those jokes. Like obviously this is my first exposure to Gru, but it seems like the kind of series that takes a lot of those jokes but always finds a fun twist to it,
Yeah,
where it's like, yeah, the ship always sinks, but it's like, how do you write that a million times and keep it fresh? And
right.
I get the sense with sort of this creative team that they always find a way to bring back the jokes, but like keep the story fresh and moving
Yeah,
forward. So it's like
agreed.
it's never getting in their way or making you be like, oh, this again. You're more like,
Right.
oh my gosh, yes, they brought it back.
Yeah. Totally.
And
It's
like,
so
what'll
much
happen
fun.
this time now that the ship has sunk?
Yeah.
because that's got to be a hard thing to constantly write. All these ships sinking, how do
Right.
you keep that fresh? It's probably
Exactly. Yeah.
challenging.
And I think that that lends itself, or that ties into the writer Mark Evanier. He's been writing for Hollywood comedy, TV shows for 50 years or something like that. He's had a
Wow.
long career. So for him to be able to work in that, he was also he did voice acting. He was the producer for the Garfield comic or cartoon show back in the day. He was the producer
Oh,
of that. So again,
cool.
to take these properties and
I love
continually telling the
Garfield.
same jokes, he's an expert at it. He keeps it
Yeah.
fresh and funny, and like you can see here in Gru, with all
And
these
I mean, that
characters.
is definitely a thing with the animated series with Garfield.
Hmm.
Always like funny and like the same jokes constantly, constantly.
Yes.
But it
Yep.
never got old in that
Right.
show. I
Yeah.
remember when I was watching it when I was younger. I always
Yeah.
loved watching Garfield.
Same. Also, a fun fact: he was the original. He was the producer for the original, or producer or writer for the original Dungeons and Dragons animated series, like way back in the day, like the
What? Oh
'80s or
my
something like that. Yeah,
gosh.
which I didn't watch at the time, but I know now that, I mean, it's it's still, people still have it on, out there on YouTube or whatever.
I've never seen it, but I just remember when the Dungeons and Dragons movie came out, Honor Among Thieves,
Uh
people were like, when are we getting the animated series back? And
yeah,
like, people were like, should be about the animated series.
yeah,
And I was
and
like,
he
wow,
actually,
people love this animated series.
they do, and he was talking about that recently. Well, not recently, but when the movie came out, on his blog, and I think there's a thing. There's like rights issues where they can't like do certain things, or he wasn't allowed to,
Right.
jump back on the
Yeah.
project, whatever.
Like he
Yeah,
was like, this is a thing that people keep saying, but it's like literally we can't do it
yeah,
because
yep,
legal things
yep. Legal
getting in the
mumbo
way.
jumbo. Awesome.
Yeah.
So those are the first two issues of Gru, Gods Against Gru. This is the latest miniseries. So it had a long run at a couple of different companies, and now they're with Dark Horse, and they're doing these
Cool.
4-issue miniseries. This is the latest one. They have plenty more. Amanda, actually, recently they had a crossover. It was Groo the Wanderer meets Conan the Barbarian, and that was wacky. And
That sounds insane.
it's, think about, like, you can find images on the internet, but basically
Yeah.
this grew Sergio's art with the classic Conan art, and they somehow made it work where these characters met. It's
Wow.
hilarious.
That's so
Hilarious.
cool. I'll have to read that. That sounds
Yeah,
like such a good
check that
time.
one out.
And I love Conan too. So
Yeah,
I mean,
same.
the other thing I want to say before we move on is just that I love at the end the Referto comics.
Yes. Oh yes.
Personally, I think Referto should have his own series. Would
Agreed.
read it.
Agreed.
Would love it. He would fit perfectly. And honestly, if this was like a Marvel comic, I would say like Marvel's Infinity comics, like Dark Horse should do something like that, where they just have little shorts that you scroll through them that are
Yes.
like sort of what's that style? Whatever they call them. I want to say like adventure comics, but that's not what they're
Yeah.
called. But
Yeah.
it's like it's just where you scroll through, so they're all
Yes.
vertical.
Yep.
Be super cute.
Yeah.
And I also really loved the singer and his daughter, who reminded
Yes.
me of Pippi Longstocking in
Oh,
a good way.
oh yeah. that's
And
that's
that she's
exactly.
so fearless and she has her little like braids, kind of like
Yeah,
Pippi.
the minstrel. Yeah.
The minstrel, yeah.
Now that
So his
character's,
daughter's like a new character though,
yeah,
right? Like,
because I don't remember her from the old days, so I don't know if this is her first appearance, or maybe she was
ah,
recently added to the comic. But I was like, oh,
very
that's
cool.
cool. And another running joke too, Amanda, if you see, so I have the picture of the minstrel up right now from the website. You see
Yeah.
his little, what is it? Not a guitar, but I guess a lute, or
Yes.
I don't know. The headstock,
Lute.
where where the strings go, like that little, like, I don't know if it's some kind of creature on top of that.
Yeah.
The running
Like,
joke is every scene it's different. Like, Sergio draws
right.
it differently. It's hilarious.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, you look
Okay,
at,
yeah, I noticed that there was like some stuff happening with that, but I was like,
yeah,
what's going on with this?
yeah, and
This guy.
yeah, I think readers back in the day saw that, and they're like, "What's going on?" And then it just became a running joke where he would just change it every
Right.
issue
So he
or
was
every
like, I'll
scene.
just change it every time.
Yeah, and
That also
I
makes
just
sense why like he's not in it. Like he's kind of more in it, I would say, in the first issue.
first issue,
And
yeah,
over time he kind of like fades a little bit. But it
yeah.
makes me think like, oh my God, every panel, it's different.
It's different, right? I just randomly open it, and like I see like little penguins on one, and then here's like a little bird.
Yeah. There's like a little version of him on a moon with
Yeah,
his lute. Does his loot have one? Okay, his loot doesn't. I was going to say, because that could get really crazy really
Yeah,
quickly if he just like started making it, and that one has one, and then
yeah.
that one's loot has one. It's just like tiny little details. There's pandas. Yeah.
Pandas, yep.
Wow.
Nice.
Over here, I think it's almost like there's a little fire on the end of it. That doesn't look good.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's so cool. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah. So there's
Wow. The
and
commitment to the bit is strong
really,
in this.
they totally commit to the bits in this
Hmm.
comic. And that's why I love it so much. There's other characters too that haven't shown up yet that I'm sure they'll make an appearance sooner or later, but they're just, it's so great. They have such a really cool
I
world
can't
that
wait
they've
to hear
created.
about them when they appear because, like, I definitely have seen some characters that I could see being recurrings.
Hmm.
So I'm very interested to see if the ones that I'm thinking of are
Yeah.
right based on just
Yes.
how they're written here and
Totally.
characterized.
All
Very
right.
cool. Very cool. But yeah,
I'm
I
glad
really
you.
liked it. And
I'm glad you did.
I read all 4 issues. So
Nice.
whenever we're ready to talk more about it, I am so down.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, next episode, folks, we'll be back, and I think we should wrap up Groo, and then also catch up on Scarlet Witch as well.
Yes, we should catch up on Scarlet Witch. And then you had also been talking about this idea of doing a trade that we could all read
Yes.
together, which I also love that idea of.
Okay, great.
And
So
you were suggesting
Saga.
Saga, which
Yeah.
I have read some of the beginning of Saga and
Same.
I loved it.
Yes.
So I'm so down. More
All right.
reasons to read Saga. Yes, please.
Yes.
And reread it
Agreed. So,
because
friends,
it's
yeah,
so
we're
good.
going to announce that right now. First of all, I want to say hello to GB Glazer and also Josh hanging with Vampires in the March Street. Thank you for hanging out with us. Some of y'all have to take off. We appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to drop the link to the Discord, folks, because in the Discord, if you go over there, we have a channel set up for Words on Wednesday. And what Amanda and I are going to do is start basically a book club, a comic book club, where we're going to read something together with you all, and we're going to discuss it in the weeks to come. So, as Amanda and I mentioned, it's going to be Saga, and you can get the trade paperback. You could get it online. You can, get it. I actually saw my. I had a copy for a while from my local library. I just borrowed it for a couple of weeks, read it. So there's plenty of
Nice.
ways you can get it, and I eventually bought mine from my local comic book store, and it was totally affordable. It was like $10 US or whatever for the first volume.
Yeah.
So I think the first volume's 6 issues. So we'll start with that. We'll have more info in the Discord as we come up, folks. But yeah, please join us for that. Join the
It
Discord.
looks
We'll have
like you
more
can
info there.
also get it free on Comixology Unlimited for
Oh,
friends in the US that have access to that. So if
okay.
you have Comixology Unlimited through Amazon, then you should have free access to volume 1 at least. And they also do have
Awesome.
it digitally, so you can buy it for your Kindle or probably through the Comixology app. And I'm seeing on Kindle right now on Amazon.com, it's like $5. So,
Oh,
and that's
there
for
you
like
go,
all of
folks.
volume 1. So
Yeah.
very affordable
So yes,
if you guys
awesome.
want to
So
read
folks,
along.
yes, please join us for that. That's Saga. That'll be our comic book reading club as we go, and
Very excited.
yeah, I'm super excited about that as well. So yeah, thanks for reminding me, Amanda. And friends, we're not done yet. We got, it's Words on Wednesday, so we talk about in comics and stuff, and we geek out, and we're gonna geek out next with a game
Now we
called
game.
Hardback. This is on Board Game Arena. You can play all kinds of games here for free. And Amanda, I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna play. Let me see. Let's go to Play Now and find Hardback. Where is Hardback? There it is. I'm gonna create a table.
Okay.
And I sent you a friend request, Amanda. So if you could.
You did. I accepted it.
Okay, yay. So that means
I
Amanda.
think you should be good to it. Oh, wait, did I accept it? I thought I accepted it. Okay, it's been accepted now for sure.
Okay, let me.
I think I clicked to accept it, and then it just took me to a different page, and I thought that I had clicked accept, but it took me to a page where I had to then click again, which
okay.
now I have done.
Okay.
So now we're
Okay.
good.
I'm just glad it works. Okay, so I have started the game now.
Okay.
Yeah, it should say start game on your end. I think you have to accept or whatever when
I think I have to accept when you invite me.
Oh, okay. Yes, Rick. Yes, check with your local library. You can check out Saga via the Hoopla app. That's right. So even on a lot of libraries are partnered with Hoopla, and they have their entire digital collection there, and you can read it on your phone, your tablet, or your personal computer. Thank you, Rick. That's a great reminder. Let me put that on screen. Y'all are awesome.
Yes, go and check out all your local libraries and all the
Yeah.
cool digital stuff that they give you because
Yes.
it's pretty rad. Like
It
I'm even
is.
now thinking like I want to I was actually just talking about getting some hardcover big boys for Saga because I
Oh,
wanted to read it and
nice.
literally was just talking about that last time I was at my LCS. So
Hmm.
I might just bite the bullet on that, but I could also
Nice.
probably go to my library, which I haven't been to in a while.
Yeah.
So maybe
And it's
I should
always,
do that.
yeah, please, folks, support your local library. I'm a huge library advocate. For
Yeah.
me, growing up as a kid, that was like my sanctuary, and actually, it's still my sanctuary to this day. Where if I just need time alone and I just like to lose myself in the aisles and read books and look at comics and stuff like that.
I
So,
love that.
yeah,
That's so good.
it's so cool. You know, it's funny, Amanda. Growing up, my mom. So my mom's my hero. She had to raise three boys, me and my younger brothers, and that alone makes her
Wow.
my hero. But she would
Yeah.
drop us off sometimes during the summer at the library for a couple of hours, and we
Yeah.
always thought it was the coolest place to go. And she, years later, she would make us laugh. She's like, "Yeah, for me, it was free babysitting. I could go home and take a nap while you
Yeah.
guys
She
hung at
was
the
like, I
library."
needed to chill, and you guys were having fun at the library. And I was like, great. Yeah.
Totally. Okay,
Yeah.
friends, this is Hardback from our friends at Fowers Games. This is a word building game, and Amanda, the way I like to describe this is it's a mix between Scrabble and Dominion. So you take the deck building of Dominion and the word building of Scrabble, and this is what you have in Hardback. Now, what
Okay.
you're doing, we start with our starting card. So here's me. I've got ILTAR in my deck in the hand. That's the word I'm
Okay.
trying to make up a word. Now, if you go here, what you can do is on any of these letters, you can make them wild. So by making them wild, you just say, like, if I want to make this a G, I just press that. Now it's a G. And then you can move them
Okay.
around and you're trying to make words because the
Got
words
you.
are generating income, 1 cent. And then those in the offer row, you're going to try to purchase these letters that are worth more. They give you powers and so forth. And you're trying to get those into your deck
Whoa.
so you can build better words and get more points for them.
Okay.
Excuse me. So that's the
So what's
basic.
happening with our hand? Because I noticed I have no cards in my hand. Is
You're
that
here, so you're building a word right now.
okay?
Actually, I'll go through my turn, and then hopefully you'll be able to see what I do. So
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I've I've got an R and LT. So let's see. I can make the word TRAIL for trail. Okay,
Wow.
so I'm going to confirm up here. So you confirm here. Unfortunately, Amanda, be careful. This game does not have an undo button, which I need undo
Oh.
buttons. So again,
Make sure you're good. Be
you make
like,
sure you're good.
wait, before am I happy? Yes.
I'm going to confirm my word. So now
Mhm.
it says here trail. I have earned 5 cents and 0 stars. The stars are victory points. It is a race,
Okay.
Amanda, to 60 victory points. Okay, the stars.
Ooh,
And so
okay. And so we
you're
just
going to
go
have,
back and forth taking turns
yes.
doing that?
Yep.
Okay.
So I've taken my turn. I've earned 5 cents. Now I go to the offer row. Whatever's 5 cents or less, I can afford to buy. So I'm going to look over here. But first, it's going to give me the option. It says flush offer row. So I forget the
Right. So you
rule.
could
If there's like,
refresh it.
yeah, basically refresh it. It doesn't always give you that option. I think it's when there's a certain amount of cards that are there that are like more than 5 cents or something. They give you the option
Right.
to flush
If
it.
it's too rich for you, then they might be like, well, let's actually give you some offers you could take, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what
fair,
I'm going to
fair.
do this time, I will skip that, and I'm just going to go with what I have, and it'll show you
Okay.
here what you can purchase. So
Okay. And then
and whatever.
I'm below you on your screen and you're
Yes.
below me.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I see. Cool.
So
Cool.
just to look at the cards, you just hover over them, and it'll tell you like their abilities and stuff. Now
Right.
this is what I love about this game. There's a original games paperback. This is hardback, the standalone sequel. What this
Yeah.
does, Amanda, is the letters that you purchase. They're going to have different genres in them. So the ones with little skull, those are horror novels. The ones with little
Ah.
hearts are romance novels. And this one I
Oh.
forgot what the genre is. I think it's like action or something like that.
Oh, and it
Um,
tells you on them like you can collect sets of cards, like sets
yes,
of letters.
yes. And when you collect those, when you play them, if they come up at the same time you use them, you're going to start getting extra bonuses, sort of like, they combo off each other. So, for instance,
Ah, so
I'm
there's a
going.
little bit of like engine building in this.
Yes, yes.
Cool.
So I'm going to purchase. I have 5 cents. I can get this A here. I'm going to get the V. No, actually, I'm going to take this R. So this R here, what this does, I'm going to purchase for 4 cents. When I play it in a word, it's either going to give me
Mhm.
1 cent or 1 victory point, my choice. And if I have another horror novel, another skull, I'm going to get that bottom ability, which is 2 cents and a remover. I'll talk about the remover in just a second, but I'm just going to purchase it. It goes to my deck,
Okay.
and then my turn is over. And it goes to Amanda's turn.
Okay. So
All right.
I got some interesting words here. Well, TH can sometimes be a thing,
Oh
but I
yeah.
don't think thalg is a word. So maybe not. Maybe not that.
Yeah. Now remember, at any time you can flip those over and make them wild, so you can, if you need help with the letters.
Right. But then they're not really worth anything, are they?
The
Yeah.
rub right there.
That's
Yeah,
the catch.
the catch.
Yeah. Golf is not a word.
Hmm.
Oh. I'm thinking of like I want to do something with this TH, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Is thag a word? Thag isn't a word.
you could always try it, and then it'll tell you if it's a word or not.
Right. So what do I do? But do I have to use all five?
No, you don't. So what you can do is you're on your word building
Put one in my
section.
hand.
Yeah, just grab one letter and put it in your
Ah,
hand, and yep,
got it.
there it is.
Um,
So is thag a word? That's what
yeah.
we'll find out.
Is thag a word? I don't think it is a word.
Yeah, you can press confirm, and then it'll tell you if it's accepted or not
Okay.
with no penalties.
Where is the confirm button?
It should be top of the screen.
Oh yeah. No, it's not a
Oh,
word. It's
not a word.
rejected. That's all right. I could do I want to do something more than hag. I
Mhm.
feel like we can do better than that,
Oh, Blue
but
Fun
maybe
Guy
not.
says there's also a lookup button. I did not know that. I guess you could look up words
Oh,
too.
that's
Cool.
cool. Oh yeah, I
Thanks.
see that. Look a
Great.
button.
Great hint.
Let's do leg and keep my th because I think those will be
Oh,
good
nice.
somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll just. Oh no, I discard those. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yep.
Never mind. So they're gone. But
Yep.
I did make some stuff. Do I want to flush the offer row?
Hmm.
Oh, so they just go. This is I'm building a deck of
Yes.
letters.
Yes.
I see. I got
Yes.
you. I got you. Well, you're going in on horror, which makes me want to go in on romance, but I don't have enough money right now to
Yeah.
get that.
So you could flush
Oh, so
those
I
and
could,
yep.
yeah, and try to get something else.
Yep.
How do I see? I have 2 cents right now.
Yeah. At the top, it'll show you what you've earned and how many stars you've earned for that turn.
Ah, okay, okay, yeah. And how much is this? This is
Josh, thank you for so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Really appreciate you hanging out with us today too.
thanks. Thanks for following Josh, or thanks
Yeah.
for following Ruel, Josh. That's really cool. Yeah, because it tells you right on the card how much it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna flush it because I'm not doing very well. So let's flush it for free because
Okay.
I can. Well,
Uh-oh, that was no good.
that's worse.
Yeah.
Because at
Now,
least on the other one I could have afforded stuff. But yeah.
now for the 2 cents that you had, did it give you any ink? There's two things we haven't talked about yet, which I will talk about in just a
Ink.
second.
Ink. Where would I see my ink?
Ink is on the right side where your score is. There's a
Okay.
black and a white little.
Oh yeah, it did. It gave me 2 ink.
Okay. What the ink does, Amanda? So you know how in deck building, there's some cards that say draw, like you play a card that says draw 2 cards or whatever.
Yeah.
In this game, there are no cards like that. You have to spend ink.
Oh.
So if
Okay.
you at the end of while you're building a word, you can press the ink button, draw with ink, which is
Yeah.
up here on the right side, and that will draw a card for you. Um, the tricky thing is when you do that, you must use that letter that you drawn, which you don't know what's going to be. You have to use in the word.
In the
Okay?
word. Okay.
Cannot
Okay.
make it wild. It has to be in the word.
So it's
But
more like a thing you might want to do, I guess, if it's like you really are kind of stuck
yep,
and you're like, well, at least I'll get another letter. The only thing is like, and now I just need to build my word around that.
yeah,
Or I guess if you really want to like create a crazy combo, but you just have to
exactly.
be ready to work with what you got,
Yep,
what you're
folks,
given.
this is why I
Cool.
love playing games with Amanda. This is an expert. She figures it out just like that. And also, when you use the ink, there's a thing called remover. The white space is like an eraser.
Yeah.
So if you
So you
take
can remove a letter?
you get to remove the ink from that letter. So let's say I draw a letter from my deck,
Ah.
and it says I must use this letter R. and I can't think of
Right.
a word with R, I can use the remover, and I no longer have to use that letter.
Oh, so also the more remover you get versus the ink, the less risky the ink becomes. But if you're using it without
Exactly.
having any remover, then might be a
Yep.
bit risky for you.
Exactly. Um, now,
What are you doing over there?
so
What are you making?
I'm gonna create the word send, SEND,
Wow.
and I've generated 3 cents and 1 victory point. I can flush this, which I'm going to do because
You are
I
really good at word games, and I'm scared.
I do love my word games.
You do.
Um,
I can tell.
so now you'll see here the words I can produce, or the letters I can get are H or K. Those are from the romance genre. You know, I'm going to make a romance slash horror novel here.
Ooh.
And you'll notice on these they have the word dump. Dump is trashing cards. So if I dump a card, it basically just takes it out of my deck. So I want to
So
get
can
rid of
I do
those.
that at any time?
Only when you play a card that says dump on it.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh, it
Yeah,
has to have like a dump ability. I got you.
exactly.
Got you.
So I'm going to do that with, let's see, I have three
You burn it for
cents.
money
Yeah,
or
I'll do
victory
this with
points. Oh,
victory
wait.
points.
Is trash removing it from the game and dumping it is just removing it from your hand?
Oh, sorry. Dumping is trashing. They're synonymous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Great.
I said trash because I'm used to saying trash with other games. It's dump in this game.
Yeah, because on the card I noticed it says trash and dump. So I was just wondering if that was different. But I guess they just
Yeah.
use it like trash gets you VP, dump gets you money, probably,
Oh,
is what it's
I
looking
didn't even
like.
notice that. Oh, let me
Yeah.
go down the rules. Sorry about that. Yeah, Amanda, you're so
No.
right. Dump allows you to remove a card from your discard pile to gain an amount of coins. Trash allows you to remove that card from your word to gain an amount of coins or points. Ew,
Oh.
interesting.
Oh. So trash is you're removing it from the word, dump is removing it from your discard.
Yeah,
Okay.
interesting.
So
Okay,
it's just you're removing from a different spot.
right.
Um, cool.
Okay, cool.
That makes sense. What is this? Elrid?
Elrid. Oh, that's my draw. So it is up to you
Oh,
now.
I have to do. Oh, yeah, you already went. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, you did send. I thought you were already making another word, and this was some word I didn't know. I was
Oh,
like, wow, like Elrid. What does that mean?
now what's fun? What I love about this digital version of the game,
Oh,
I can
yeah,
start working on my next word. So as you can see here, I can start working. So as the other player goes, you can
yeah.
sort of like do your thing.
Oh, I know what I'm doing with this. Risen.
Nice. Look at this, folks.
That's a good one. That's a good
Nice.
one. I was like, am I not going to be able to think of any words? Because this always happens to me. Oh, Michael, I like that you saw Siren too. That's a good one.
Oh, Siren. Nice.
Siren's a good one too.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. I don't think I'm in a flush because I think I got some money now.
Oh, cool.
Do I have money?
You
I
have
think so.
5 cents. Nice.
5 cents. So wait, do I
Wow.
have to spend the money on the same turn I earn it?
Yeah, it's use it or lose it.
Oh,
Yep.
oh,
Cannot bank.
oh man. I see. I got you.
Okay. Also want to shout out F3 Rapella. Thank you for subscribing. Tier 1. Appreciate the sub and support. Very nice of you. Very kind of you. And everyone that's just joined us, this is Words on Wednesday. I get to hang out with Amanda
Rapala!
McKnight every couple of weeks and talk board games and comics and all kinds of geeky stuff. This is the best.
Yes. Also, thank you, Rapala, for doing that. Rapala is my most prized mod.
Oh, awesome.
So
Oh, much love to
thank
the
you,
mods.
Rapala.
Yes, thank you,
Also, I
Rapala.
saw that you sent me a message on here, and I will be checking that after. I'm sorry, I just saw it come up as I was getting ready to jump on. So, but I'll definitely give it a peek after. I hope that you are hanging in there. Well, we're happy to have you here. So
Yes.
thanks for being here. Okay. So I got 5 cents. I feel like I got to get something. I don't think I'm gonna wanna. I don't think I'm gonna wanna flush. So I skipped that. Well, what's this? This is like an adventure book. The yellows.
Oh,
Adventure
yeah,
books can be
that's the
cool.
adventure genre.
That's a Z though.
Yeah.
That's a Z, but it does give you a lot of VP if you can use it.
Yes.
Or there's a U. Or what else can I get? An H. H is always good, but I already have an H. Oh, you know what? I'm sure I can use the Z at some point. I'm going to be
Nice.
risky and buy the Z.
I love it. That's a lot
Cool.
of victory points.
If I can use it, it would be good.
Yeah. By the way, Amanda, you're in the lead right now. You have 4 points. I have 1 point. So you're
What?
generating more points at the time than I
Oh,
am right now. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Was
So
not
now it's
expecting.
back to me. I've got the, I don't know about what I can do with this. Drive? Oh, yeah, I can do drive. So I put the L here, make this a wild. I will not get a penny.
Right.
Let's see, make that a V. So drive. So now I'm generating 3 pennies and 1 victory point for drive.
Got it.
I can flush the offer row. Let me see, what do I have? You know what? No, I'm going to keep the offer row, so skip that. I want that H for 3 cents, please. And I now have 2 victory points. Yay.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, look at Amanda. You got
I
Tiger
got
already?
Tiger. I got
What the
Tiger
heck?
ready to go in the wings.
Arr.
And I will. And I also see now, like drawing with ink, drawing in general. Does that just give you more? That just gives you more letters as well. You can
Yeah.
play with.
Yeah, and also, Amanda, if
Mm.
you go on your screen to the left of it, it says draw pile. You can see what cards are coming up.
I could see what could be coming up.
Yes.
And wait, does this tell me what's coming up next, or it just could be any of these?
It could be any of those. Yeah, that's what that's
Okay.
what's on your draw pile basically.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good about Tiger. I also feel
Tiger's
like I
great.
want some remover. So maybe I should get something that gives me remover at some point.
Yeah.
That seems
Yep.
like a useful thing to get.
It
So I'll
really
stick with
is.
Tiger, but
Nice.
that's good to know that I can see what letters are in my deck as well.
Yep.
Do I want to flush? Well, last time I got a Z or a Z, as people would say in America.
Z. Do you say Z in Canada? Is that a Canadian
Z
thing?
is what we're supposed to say. Yeah, Z.
Oh,
That's how we
I
say it here.
I just thought that was referring to zombies. Were Zeds?
Oh, no, yeah, Z is our Z. We
I
don't
did
say
not know
Z. But
that.
I mean, I do say Z often. It's
Yeah.
not
Oh, interesting.
I don't think many of us actually adhere to that rule. But when we're taught in school, yeah,
Yeah.
when you sing the alphabet, it ends with Z.
No way, really? So
Not as
A
good
B
of a
C D.
flow.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
You have
I had no idea. That's so
XYZ.
cool.
Very final end to that song. I feel
I
like when you
love
end
it.
it with Z. Yeah.
Okay, I'm fully on that. I love that. I think Americans, we need to cop that from the
Oh
Canadians.
yeah, you like the Z. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, you don't have to say Z here. You can say Z." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I don't usually say Z as often, so I
Yeah.
probably will say Z at some point, but I'm not gonna discard Z. I think Z's still a good
Z is
pronunciation for that
great.
letter.
I
Z
love
is
it.
fun.
Yeah.
I don't know because like I could grab this U and kind of lean into this adventure book that I'm writing,
Oh yeah.
which could be cool. I
Mm-hmm.
did want remover, but I only have 4 cents.
Uh, are you
I
able
feel
to
like I should
flush
just
the
lean
row?
in. I could flush it and see what else I could get. I'm just now I'm afraid because it didn't work out for me last time
Yeah, that's true.
that
Although
I
you do
won't
have
get
four
what I
cents.
need.
4 cents is usually a good. I think the lowest
Oh, it's
is
a
like
good
three
buying.
cents. Yeah.
The lowest is 3,
Yeah.
or maybe even I think was there stuff for 2 last time?
Oh, I
What's the
don't remember.
highest? What's the highest
I
cost? Do
think
you
the
know?
highest is 9.
9. Okay. I mean, what are the odds? What does this allow me to do? This allows me to trash. Gain a victory point and remove this card to gain 2 victory points.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
cool.
Well, that could be useful, just even to burn it, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, by the
Hmm.
way, Rapala, thank you so much for gifting Josh a sub. I really appreciate it. That's so kind of you.
Oh, thank
Yay.
you.
Thank you so
That's so
much.
nice. All right, I went with the U. I don't
Nice.
know if that's a good idea, but we'll find out.
We'll find out. So I'm going to go with the word Stark. Um, so as you can see here, for my R, I'm going to get a choice of what I can do. So it's going to, I choose a benefit for my letter R. Do I want
Stark.
1 penny or do I want 1 victory point? Since we're early in the game, I want more money so I can buy more letters. So now I have 6 cents and 0 victory points. But the 6 cents allows me to get one of these. I'm gonna get the letter, yeah, I'm not gonna flush, I'm gonna keep that and get that letter P, which allows me to double. So double basically means if it's whatever card it's next to, it'll double the amount of money or victory points it generates.
Okay,
So that'll go to
that's
my
pretty
deck.
cool.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know what I'm doing over here. I could do lash. That's a word that
Oh
I
yeah.
know that is
Yeah.
real. That'll only give me 3 cents though. Is there? Well, there's this nice O. It sends me to jail. Reserve or remove an offer row card so others cannot purchase it. Oh, so
Yeah,
I can jail stuff.
totally. Yeah. So you
Oh,
basically save that card for yourself, and then on a future turn,
wait.
instead of me getting that card, you can purchase that card only.
Wait, so if I turn something wild, what what will happen?
So you just click on wild, and then you just pick the letter you want it to be, and then
Yeah.
you can use that as a letter, but it will not give you any victory points or money.
So what's the benefit of doing that, I guess?
Just to be able to spell a word, like if you're sort of trapped with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So like if you
yeah. If you're
can't spell
just sort of trapped.
anything and you're like, well, if this was that, I could spell it, then you can
Yeah,
change it.
like it'll
I could
happen every
also
now and then where you only
draw
get,
with my ink if
yeah,
I
where you
feel
only
like
get
there's
like
something in here.
consonants, and you
Oh,
need a
all I
vowel.
have is the Z left in my draw pile.
Ah,
Could I do something with Z though? I feel like
oh, can you
maybe.
Z-A? Huh.
Shall that
Yeah, like there where you have shall n, you just make the n a wild, and for make it an L, then you have
yeah,
shall, right? But
yeah,
you lose the
shall.
penny. Yeah, you lose the penny.
Yeah. I mean, I could do I like lash, but I'm just wondering if there's anything here. I wish I had an E. I mean, I could make haze and I could draw that and just not use some stuff. I don't know if that's a
Yep.
good strategy because I could make the word haze and then I would get
Oh,
5 VPs,
wow. That,
but
yeah.
I would only get 1 cent.
Yeah. So let's see. You're
Can I
at
do
5 points
anything
right
better?
now. I've got 2 points. I mean, I don't. Yeah, and that's the thing. What do you want to? It's a nice little decision. Do you balance? Do you want the victory points now, or do you want the money to help you get victory points later?
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Um, hmm. Ooh, I don't know. Do I want that now? Uh, hazes, uh, pizza. No, I don't have an I. I don't have a P. This is just now going to be a stream that is Amanda listing words that she knows that have the letter Z
Amanda making
in it.
Ruel hungry is what it's
Yeah,
called.
pizza. What are all the food words I know that have a
Yeah.
Z in them? Um, hmm. It's always weird. You can always think of words when you don't need to think of them. And then as soon as you need to think of a word, you're like, oh
Oh yeah.
shoot, what are the words I know?
Totally. Now what was?
Zygote.
Ooh, zygote. Wow, great
Zygote's
word.
a great word, but I don't think zygote's where we're going with this. I
Yeah.
feel like it might be worth it though, just because like at least now I'd be getting the Z and I would actually have a plan.
Yeah.
So it might be
Yeah.
worth it to just take it and take less money this turn. There's
Cool.
nothing here that I'm particularly attached to other than I do see there's a remover here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to afford it anyways because it's an 8.
Right.
This L could be cool, which I guess I could lash. I still wouldn't get it unless I do. No, I still won't get it. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do draw with ink, so I get the Z,
Nice.
and I'm going to say, that this is a wild. It's an
Wow.
E, and so now
Nice.
I have haze, and I
Wow, look at all
will
those victory
confirm it.
points. That
A lot of
Z is.
victory points.
I think that Z is going to be the key to victory. Honestly, that is a huge card.
It might be. It
10
might be.
points already, Amanda. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to come.
Yeah.
I need to do my thing. I think I'm gonna. Is dint a word? I think dint is a word. Yeah. 3 cents and 1 victory point for me.
Dint?
Yeah.
Dint? What does that
Yes.
mean?
I don't know. I just know it's a word.
Dint. It is an impression or hollow in a surface. Oh yeah, it's got a little dint in it.
Oh,
Is
okay.
what we
Yeah.
would say.
Thank you for looking that
That
up.
makes
I
sense.
just know it's a word from my Scrabble days.
It's also a blow or a stroke. Typically one made with a weapon in fighting. So
Oh, cool.
you like dinted it with your
Dint.
weapon. I didn't know
Um,
that, but now I know.
Interesting. Okay, so I have 3 cents and 1 victory point. Um, I don't like the letters here, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spend them all on ink. It'll give me an
Okay.
option to draw ink, so now I can draw letters for my next turn. So that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Hmm. Well, that's lovely. I I don't have much going on here, I feel like.
Uh-oh.
I want to say tries is a word, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'll look it up. Let me look up tries. It's not a
Wait,
word.
do you have two Zeds in your deck?
No, I only have one, but because I discarded everything, I reshuffled.
Oh, got
So
it.
I just
Oh,
happened to draw it
nice.
off the top because that emptied my deck. That's how I knew I was getting the Zed because I looked at my
Oh,
draw pile and I saw all
understood.
I had left was Zed. So I was like, this is a good time for me to draw that
Nice.
because then I can use it. Um, uh, what about something that begins with a Z? Hmm. I mean, there is. I mean, I can make this a word. It's just gonna cost me.
Yeah.
What about? Hmm. No, that's not a word. I know graze is a word,
Oh,
but
yeah.
what about? Mm, trying to think if there's something else I can do without having to change this I. I'd like to try to keep the I,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I can't think of anything. Errs, no, that's not anything. All right, well, let's just go with my, let's go with this. We'll just make it wild. There's
Nice.
no shame in having some wilds, even though it means once again I have
Hey,
not a lot of money.
there's no shame in getting 5 points of turn. Like you're crushing it right now, man.
That's
I got
that's
3 points,
true,
you've
but
got 15.
I
Come on.
should grow after now that the Z is gone. Now that the Z is gone, I feel like now I should try to focus on money.
Yeah. Mrs. Gab 2020 is in the chat. That's my wife Michelle. She just came home from work. She
Hello.
says Ruel is the master of two-letter Scrabble words that are worth 100 points. When we
Oh,
when Michelle and I were dating, Amanda, we would play Scrabble
yeah.
every now and then, and my game was a lot better then. I could do those like two-letter words that go in a whole line, and then they like double and triple, and like it was so much fun back in the day.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been able to do that.
Let's see. Okay, so now I'm in. I'm gonna draw a card with my ink. See what I get. Okay, so I must use this R, which I'm okay with. I can do this here. I am going to put the K back in my hand. So I'm going to go with S-A-H or S-H-A-R-P, sharp. I'm going to make this wild so I can do that letter A. And then I will confirm, and then I get to get a bunch of stuff, hopefully. Sharp. So I may trash discarded cards. So I'm going to trash this. Let me see. What do I have? My draw pile, my hand, discard pile. I'm going to trash this letter I. So that's out of my deck, and I get a penny for that. And then I get to choose this R. Do I want 2 cents or 2 victory points? I'm going to go for 2 cents. I want to get another card. I may. Oh, I can do an advert for 6 cents. This gives you an option to just buy 3 points. But
Huh.
or I could just buy 6 ink. I don't need to buy 6 ink. I want one of these expensive cards here.
Get it. Get those expensive cards.
There's a Z.
But not the one that I want. I do.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Oh, so there's a G there. I like that G because it has 4 victory points on it. Or I can trash it for 4
Yeah.
cents.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that, even though it's not my genre. The action, I gotta throw some action into my horror romance novel. So we're gonna go with that.
I mean, you could always use a bit of action. Nothing
Right?
like some horror romance action novels. I've always said. That's like Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, I think,
Oh,
is
that's
kind of
right.
fits
Yeah.
into that.
Totally. Yeah.
Maybe
Did you
that's what
actually
you're
see
working
that?
on.
I never saw that.
I
Did you see it?
didn't. I didn't see the movie, but I knew about the book, and I haven't read the book either. But it's something that I've wanted to read
Yeah.
for a while. So I'm a pretty big like fan of classic literature, and I like Pride and Prejudice. So I was like, I feel like I
Oh.
would like it better with zombies, to be
Oh,
honest.
totally. Everything's better with
Yeah,
zombies, I think.
everything's better with some zombies. So once again, I'm kind of caught in this idea of I could do lash here,
Oh, you were just here.
and
Yeah.
just leave that out.
Okay.
Or I could do um Are you dying? Are you okay? Oh, okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. I was just
Okay.
making sure that no one, that people, everyone's alive. Everyone's alive and well over here in the McKnight home. All right. So, or I do have ink. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, I only get an E or a U, and I don't really know what I could do with those.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of some weird letters. How about with an E? What could I do with that? AE. We could do heels, which could be cool.
Oh,
Of course.
we got some spellers in chat. Look at this. Michael says change the
Oh
H
yeah,
to a wild card I for slain. Ooh.
Slain. Ooh,
Wow.
that's a good
Nice one,
one.
Michael.
Slain is good. Then I get more money, and I like that
Money, money,
thinking
money.
because that is what I want.
Oh yeah,
Is it
nice.
cheating to use chat suggestions though?
I don't know. I figured we had to let him have at least one, right?
I mean, that's true. When they're throwing out such good suggestions.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I guess I will do that. I mean, that just seems like a good idea. So thank you for that idea. I will take it. So slain. So let's do that.
Money, money, money.
That's what I wanted. I wanted some money because I wanted to
Nice.
get this L.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm
Amanda is
going really into adventure. I really love
yeah,
adventure. It's my
nice.
favorite.
Okay, so I've built my word hack, H A C K. Very true. I've been hacking my lungs out here with this post COVID cough. So, um, confirm, and I've earned 6 cents and no victory points. I may trash discarded cards. Oh yeah, I'm gonna trash this L, so I get another point. So I have 7 cents, which allows me to purchase this H. Now I think I have an H already in my deck. Yeah, because I just used it for hack. Do I really want a double H? This one's worth 3 victory. You know, I need to catch up on victory points. I'm going to take it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I want your name to be in the dictionary with an extra L. I
Hey,
think
look at
that would
that,
be great,
folks.
right? I was
They
like,
need
I
to
could
add
spell
it.
your name. I don't know. Is your name in the dictionary?
Mine is not. No,
Oh,
I looked it
what a
up many times
bummer.
when I was a kid. Yeah, I was bummed.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna turn this to a wild. I'm gonna make this rules. The
Okay.
word that everyone has and loves in adventure
Yes.
books. So many
Yes.
rules in those books.
Yep. Rapala, thank you for joining us. Have a great night.
Bye, Rapala. Have a good night. I'm glad. I'm glad we could help you with that. I'm glad that you are
Same.
in a better space. Have good
Yes.
sleeps. Yeah, so I did that. I could trash
For you,
cards. Do I
Rapala.
want to
Much love to you.
trash? Oh, so it's like after you play, then you trash.
Yes.
Whoa. That's wild. I don't think I want to trash. I think I want to keep my U. I don't have enough cards yet. I feel like I need more letters, more
Hmm.
diversity. But I only have 2 cents. Hmm. Hmm. I will skip that. 2 cents. It's not enough to get anything, is it? Oh, wait, an S. Oh, well, an S is great. Even though it's a horror S, I feel like, I
It's
mean, I'm
more
leaving my
points.
genre a bit,
Yeah.
but horror adventure is a good mix up.
Always a good mix.
And I like having an S, so I think I will get that. Cool.
Nice.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
I need to come up with a word. I have a P and R. I want the P and the R next to each other so I can double my points, but I don't know what word. Oh, I can probably do RP. PR. PR. Print. Plat. Pretty. Prod. Um, so I'll just go with the 4 letter word prod. PROD. And I may choose a benefit for my R. I want. Ooh, do I want money? Or okay, it's generating me no money right now. It's getting me victory points. So I'm going to take the victory points. Okay. Wow, man, it's at 25. I'm at 11. Oh my gosh.
I'm tempted to use my ink to draw,
Nice.
but I got such a good word here. I
We
don't
have.
know.
Oh, thing. Nice.
Which feels pretty right. It's only
What's
gonna
in your
give me
draw pile?
an A, an S, and a Z. And
Oh.
I was thinking of trying to do tag if I got an A, but apparently that's not a word. I was
Oh.
thinking like a tag, like a cave. Isn't that a thing? But
I
apparently not.
think
I think
so.
I'm
But yeah, apparently
misspelling
it's
it.
not.
Apparently not. I looked it up everywhere I could think to spell it, and it was not in the lookup. So
Ah,
if it
okay.
is a word, I'm either misspelling it or it's not a word in this game. So that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's not in the Scrabble dictionary because I think that's what this uses.
Is that what
I feel like an S would be
uh,
really good if I could get an S. Then
yeah.
I could have things.
Yeah. So you have a 1 in
Yeah.
3 chance of getting that S.
Hmm. But I have no remover. I need to get
Mm.
something with remover on it. The
By the way, a
question
big
is,
yeah.
yes.
I was just gonna say, by the way, a big shout out to my wife Michelle, who brewed me a cup of tea right now, which is it's
Woo!
perfect.
That's so nice.
Yeah, thank
That's
you, babe.
love. That's love right there. Oh, but you know what? 3 cents is enough for me to get an R or an H.
Oh,
So maybe
okay.
I just stay,
Yep.
you know? Because both
And
of those would be good
those are for
with
your
my
adventure,
adventure
right?
book.
Nice.
Yeah. What do I have? I already have an R. Do I have an H? I do have an H. So do I want another R or do I want another H? What do I think would be more useful? I think an R because I feel like there's more words that have two R's than two H's in my mind. Or well, yeah, I'm gonna go with double R's. I need more
Double R's,
vowels.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I want more removes. Okay, anyways. Yes, I confirm I'm spelling the word. I may purchase. I will purchase this R. Thank you.
Nice.
And my turn ends.
Okay. Is this a word? Rangy. Uh
Rangy.
rangy. Okay,
I
it
know
is.
mangy is. Oh,
Yeah,
rangy is. Oh, what is
rangy.
that? What does that mean? Rangy.
I will confirm it is a word. I may trash cards. Yay. Can I?
Rangy of a person, tall and slim with long, slender limbs, a pale, rangy boy. It's like I've
Nice.
never heard that used that way. And North American, so maybe that's a British word, I'm not sure.
Ah,
Of a
yeah.
place having room for ranging, expansive or spacious. So
Okay.
like a rangy pasture. Yeah, that
That makes
seems like
sense.
a word that someone would say though in a sentence, and you'd be like, that doesn't sound right. I think you made that up.
So the option I have for this G is to trash it, which I'm going to do because by trashing it, getting rid of my deck, I get 4 cents. So I've
Wow.
generated 6 cents and 5 victory points. I'm getting on the Z game, folks. I want a Z for myself. It is a romantic Z. So come on over here, Z.
Yeah,
And
fair.
that's my turn.
Cool. Um, oh, wait. Could I do this? Ooh, is there an E in here? There is, but I'd really be risking it. I could do glaze and turn this S
Ooh.
into an E. Or I could try to draw. I got a lot of ink and I'm just like, should I just be drawing stuff?
Yeah. Always a temptation.
I know. I wish I had remover.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and folks who are just joining us, the removers, you have to get those off the
Mm.
certain cards. They'll come up and you have to play those cards when
Because
they
I
come
just
up in
I
your
had
deck.
now I have everything in my draw pile, so any letter
Nice.
could come, and I only have one E, so it
Gosh,
feels very
that Z
risky.
is crushing it. You got 4, 5, 6, 7 victory points there if you play Glaze. That is so awesome.
I know.
Actually, no, you got more than that because the L and the Z are both adventure, so you get that secondary. Oh,
Yeah,
Amanda.
I guess I'll just go for glaze. Although I feel like I
Nice.
want to draw more words, but I think I need remover. So if
Yeah.
there's a chance for me to maybe scrap, maybe try to
Yeah.
earn some remover. I mean, I'm not only gonna have 1 cent though this turn. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. But you know what? I got an efficient deck right now, so
You do. Very efficient.
maybe I just stick with it. Get money when the money is right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
just a quick update on the score. Amanda's halfway to victory, folks. Yeah, we're halfway. 37 points to what do I have? 16. Oh my gosh,
16.
I got to wrap this up quick. Let's lean into the romance, folks. I've got THI. I want those. Okay, we'll make this one a wild. THI. We'll make this R a C. For thick. Thick or think. Now let me see. What do I have in my draw pile? Maybe I should go start trying to draw letters here. No, I'm going to save those. So I'm going to confirm my word. And I may trash discarded cards. So I'm going to trash. Let's trash this.
Man, vowels are expensive.
So now I have 7 cents. Okay, that's cool. I may trash. Oh, I can trash another one? Ooh. I'm really going to get into the trashing mode here.
Ooh, you
So
trashing it all?
Yeah. So I can get a 5 cents. I can get, ooh, if I get this remover. Yeah, we're doing that.
So wait, if you trash the card that has the trash on it, right?
Yes.
Right.
And then I'm going to get this one here.
Unless it's the dump. Dump just allows you to remove from the discard. So then you get to choose.
Exactly.
So dump's kind of better than trash because it gives you some more options. Yeah. What am I left with here? So, there's a P. That's kind of cool.
Isn't
yeah, I got lithe. Yeah. Lithe is a word. Yeah, that's what I created, but I don't know if I should try to draw. I think I need remover.
You really want to use that ink, huh?
I'm very tempted because I just feel like then I could really be getting some big words, you know? Yeah. But then I got to use the letter, and I'm like, I don't want it to mess up my flow.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like, what could I draw here? An N? Could probably put that somewhere in here. I mean, I can already see I could make line, at least. Or thine, which is good. Then I'm just not using the L. If I get R, I could do... What could I do with R? I could do... there. That's pretty good. If I get a U, I could do... I don't know what I could do with a U, actually. I'm sure I could do something. I could, at the worst case, I could just do hurt and not use a bunch of letters. So it'd still be usable. And if I got an S, I could do slithe. No, I don't think that's a word, but
slide.
I wish it was. Slithe sounds like it should be a word.
It sounds really cool word.
Yeah. I could do something with it. I could do slime. But it's like one of those things where I'm just like, do I want to have these? Because it's really better if you can use everything.
Right. Or if you can combo off those genre letters, each genre if you can combo those. Which I'm excited because my next turn I'm planning to get to.
I guess that's the thing. If I draw one of those adventure letters, I'm kind of splitting them up unless I draw again and manage to draw both of them. Yep. Whereas next time I only have 5 cards in my hand, so I know I'm getting all of these. Do I want that though? Because I feel like then I'll have NRRUS next time. Which sounds, what are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, well, so maybe I'll draw and mess up my lithe.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Let's draw. Okay. So that's an N that I must use. So I said I could do thine. Like that. Is thin L a word?
Thin L.
Let's see. Maybe it is a word.
Is it?
Who knows?
I don't know.
It is not.
But yeah, you can always just convert one of those, the E and the L, to other letters, make them wild. But
yeah, I could also just put it back in my hand and it'll just get discarded, right?
Oh, what about thine? Isn't that like an old school thine?
Yeah, thine is a word. That was the one I was saying I could do, but I'm just wondering if there's any way for me to fit this L in here.
Yeah.
So I could do Lineth? No. Lineth. That's not a word.
Lynette.
There, the, no. Nine is really all I'm coming up with in my brain.
Yeah.
How would I fit lines? I think thine is the best. But that gives me 4 money. It's pretty much the
Oh,
same as what I had before.
okay.
Yeah. Because if I could use this, though, I'd have 5.
Aha.
Yeah. But it's not that much better. It could get me that eye. All right. Well, I'm still happy that I broke up this draw so that I get
Yeah.
hopefully something better than RRUSN. I'll get RRUS something else.
Yeah.
Still sounds pretty terrible, but that's all right. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Thine it is. I will confirm.
Nice.
And oh, I could flush the offer row if I want. Do I want?
Dead Lastigan, thank you so much for that. Because of Ruel's enthusiasm for this game, I'm giving it a shot and playing on BGA. Thank you, Dead Lastigan.
Nice.
Hope you enjoy
yeah,
it.
you should totally try it. It's really fun, actually. Yeah. With multiple adventure cards, I would gain 1 bonus. With this one, I gain 2 bonuses. I do already have an H. I don't think I have a P, actually. So maybe getting a P would be a good idea.
Yep.
So I have more words. Okay, I'm going to skip. I'll get this P. Sure, let's do it.
Cool.
Nice.
Building that deck. And thank you,
oh,
Josh.
Boy.
Josh is learning new words as we keep playing. This is great.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my
That's
combo.
my favorite thing about word games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play phone, and I've got the big thing about this. So even though I've had to do a couple of wilds there, the P and the H are gonna combo each other. This should be my best victory point word of the game so far.
Oh shoot!
So I got 1 penny, but 16 victory points off that. So I got to double this, which doubled that, which doubled this. So it's basically a double-double, folks. And they were next to each other. Oh, yeah, 16 points. So I'm back in the game. Thank you so much for giving me the right letters. I'm going to flush. No, do I? Yeah, I'm going to flush the offer row. I only have 1 penny. I probably won't be able to buy anything. Nope, but I can.
But you had the option to flush, so
yep, I got to flush it. And I'm going to get 1 ink for my troubles, but now it's a little closer game. I feel a little better now. Now Amanda's only crushing me 39 to 32, folks.
That's true. But I will tell you, I have a plan here.
Oh, no.
And the plan is to turn this R into an N so that I can do runes.
Oh.
Which I think gives me a lot of points.
Oh, my gosh. Nice one, Amanda. Here we go.
Yeah, so, but not a lot of money, but a lot of points. So I'll take that. So that's runes. Oh, maybe I should have drawn. Oh, well, I made my choice. I accepted. I made trash cards. I don't know if I want to trash cards. I think I want to keep the things that are ramping me. So let's skip. And I may purchase for 1 cent. Convert 3 ink to 1 cent. Oh, that's cool. So I could have 2 cents, which could get me an M or an N, but it doesn't really build into... What's this? This D is very, very different.
Yeah, we haven't talked about those words. These are... So they go lengthwise, horizontal. What that does is, Amanda, you're going to be able to play that, and it goes into, I forget the official name, but basically it's going to stay there. It's like a D that you can always reference. However, any player can use that letter on their turn. So if I used it,
so we can all use the D.
Yeah, but if I used it, it will go back to your discard pile. So it'll always be your card, but I have the option to use it.
Got you.
Yep.
So I mean, I could get an M. Which gives me a dump, which could be useful. I don't think I have any M's yet. But it's not... Oh, I really would love that E. But I can't afford it. That's brutal.
Oh, that E would be nice, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess I will... Oh, do I want the M? What could I do with it? No, I don't need the M. I'm just going to end. Holding out.
Nice.
Trying to build an adventure book here. I can't Can't get distracted by romance letters.
That's my job. I'm going to be the romantic novel writer
That's
right now.
right. I'll
I
leave
think
that to you. I'll leave the M's to you.
I think I stole this word from you. Didn't you do hazy earlier today?
Yeah, I was talking about hazy. I couldn't do it though at the time.
Okay.
So you doing some
I'm going to do
hazy?
it. Yep, I'm
Nice.
going to do it. So confirm. And I may trash discarded cards. I'm going to trash this E. Can I trash another one? Nope. I can either get 5 ink or I can use 5 money. I want, let me see. Ooh, there's a dump. The N or the M. This gives me, I'm going to do this here. And that's the end of my turn. Okay, cool. So this, okay, this is the turn I want. What can I do with this?
So I don't really have much going on here. Like I could do halt,
Oh, yeah.
but halt is not what I want. I don't think. I think it might be time for me to use some ink.
Oh, yeah. Draw those cards.
Yeah, just see. Let's see what we get. Draw with ink.
Good luck.
We got an E.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What can I do with that? Thallen? I don't think that's a word, is it?
I don't think so.
No, that's not a word. It's gibberish. Nothing but gibberish.
Amanda using the gibberish dictionary tonight.
Yes. I always am like, sounds like could be a word. I believe. I must be really like it'd probably be really easy to beat me in a game if we didn't have a dictionary and you're just like, no, trust me, it's a word. I'd be like, yeah, sounds like a word. Sure. However, I guess people would get caught because I do love when I don't know a word to look it up and immediately and be like, what does it mean?
Oh yeah. Like, oops.
I want to do like
Get this
fallen.
Amanda, why is this not working? Folks
What?
in chat, if you want to follow Amanda, I created a command in Nightbot, but the Nightbot command is not working, unfortunately. But for those of you that don't already, oh hi Pug, Meeple's here. Hey Meeps, my pug just showed up. She's hungry.
Nice.
There's you can follow Amanda on the interwebs. I posted the Twitter and Instagram accounts for Amanda. So
thank you. Follow. Yeah, feel free to come check it out. Join the Fang Gang, as we like to call ourselves.
Yeah, the Fang Gang.
Yeah, I don't know what I want to do with this now. I mean, E's great, so
yeah.
Heal, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Feel, not a thing. Teal is a word.
Oh yeah.
Neil. I think I need to split these up if I want to use all these consonants.
Right.
But the question is just, what do I do with it? Lethan. Heathen.
Heathen.
That doesn't.
Nice.
That doesn't use the L.
Oh, that loses.
And I don't have enough letters for heathen.
Draw? Oh, but you're gonna you won't use the L. Yeah.
I could draw to see what else I get. Is the way to solve this problem with more letters? Yes. Let's draw another one and see what happens. Another L.
Oh. Okay.
That I must use. Oh boy. I feel like I'm now in a bit of a pickle.
Uh-oh.
Thalon. Not a thing. Sounds great, but I don't think that's a word. How?
And our friend Dead Laskin asks, how are you able to make words longer than 5 letters long? Yeah, so in this one, Dead Last again, instead of cards that say you can draw more cards, we use ink. Ink is a separate resource. We get those, you can buy those at the end of your turn, and for each ink that you spend, you can draw a card. However, you must use that letter in the word. Unless you have ink
Yes.
remover, which allows you to take off the ink.
Which it would be lovely if I had some ink remover right now, but well, let's just try to make what I can and not worry about using everything and
Okay.
just make a word that I think is as long as I possibly can make.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a heal, but I feel like we can do a little bit better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking fallen could be a good word and just turn one
Oh,
of these into an F, you know?
yeah.
Um fallen. Yeah, fallen is kind of the most, I think, letters I can think of. Or what was I saying before? Heathen.
Heathen.
Is that possible? THEN.
Oh, but
No.
it's
I need
the
to use
L.
an L.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Yeah. So it's got to have the L and the E. Farewell
Oh. Ooh, nice. Farewell. I
could be
use the
one.
double L's.
Mm-hmm. FARELL. But then I'm losing two of these
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to fallen, where I only lose one. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
True.
So that's probably better. So I
Okay.
guess we'll just leave that out.
Nice.
That's allowed. And I'll just turn this into an F because I can't think of anything else.
Nice use of the
But
double L.
that's,
Nice.
yeah, I think that's still pretty good. Still gives me some stuff.
Definitely.
1, 2, 3, 4 cents and 3 victory points.
Mm-hmm.
So not bad.
Very nice.
Not bad. Confirm. I think you're going to beat me. I think you're going to come up from behind and you're
I
going to
don't
beat me.
I don't know. 49, you're really close, man. I mean, I feel like you're like a turn or two away because you've got the Zeds coming up, right?
Yeah,
That's what worries me. Yeah.
I do have the Z coming up.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
that Zed has been crushing it all game long.
If I can find a word to use it with, it's pretty good.
Pretty,
I will
yeah,
not deny.
yeah.
And I have 4 cents, so I mean
Hmm.
that's something. I could get an R. I could get this E that I wanted. I did want that E. I think I'll purchase the E.
Okay, so I'm behind. Yeah, I need to push my luck here a little bit. I'm going to draw with ink. Hopefully, it gives me a good letter to use. So draw. What did I draw? I drew a Z. Okay, so now,
Okay.
okay, how can I use this Z in this word? I've got, oh man,
You
Z I.
need some vowels in there, I think.
Yeah, so that's where I'm gonna have to.
It's
It's
interesting because as you get more letters, in a way it gets easier, but in another way it gets harder.
right. Yeah,
Yeah. Which I really like.
I do too. And that's the thing too I like about this game. Like you don't have to like spell like the longest or craziest words. As long as you find the right combos, you know you're gonna do well.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm thinking zipper, but then I'm gonna lose some of my combos. That's what I'm a little bummed about. Let's see. So this will combo with that. Do I push my luck a little more? No, I don't want to do that. Zipper. Let me start over here. So, ooh, maybe I do pizza. No, zipper would probably be better. ZIPP. Zaps. This is a C. Uh, it's just not that many words I can think of. Oh wait, here we go. CRZ.
Oh
I
my
can make
gosh.
this an A. Okay, prize. PR. Yeah, PRIZ. Oh, I can make this an E. So prizes. So let's.
Nice.
So double. Okay, we'll go with prizes. So that gets me, how many points? Oh, I need points. Or no, I need victory points. So I'm going to go 2 victory points here. Then I get an ink. Right? Oh no, the ink means I have to do that. So I'll have 3 cents. I will not flush the offer row. I will buy the letter A. So, okay, get a little closer. 49 to 43. Amanda still got the lead.
So here's the thing. I would like to get. I am
Ooh.
trying to spell puzzle.
Oh.
Is what I'm thinking.
Oh my
But
gosh.
if I draw right now,
Oh.
I have three letter. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 letters out of 12. So that's a 1 in 3 chance that I'll draw something that would fit in it.
Oh. That's so 33% chance.
So do I draw? I feel like I gotta draw.
Yeah.
I feel like I got it.
As
You're catching up. I'm scared. I'm gonna
yeah,
draw. I'm
I
gonna do
in the words of
brash
Han
things.
Solo, I say never tell me the
Nice.
odds. Oh my gosh, did you
Right?
do it?
Never tell
Yes.
me the odds. I did it. I did
You
it.
totally
So
did it.
I could do puzzle. I just wanted to
Nice.
use at least all of my special letters, you know?
That's gonna end the game. You're gonna end the game. That's so what a great word. Well done,
Will it?
Amanda. I think
Will it
so.
end
Yeah.
it? Oh. Puzzle.
Dead last again. In your opinion, do you have to have a massive vocabulary to play this well, or can you win by more relatively simple words? Yeah, dead last again. We were just talking about it. Thank you. I think as long as you get the right, combo letters, you're going to do fine. Like Amanda's really built her deck up on the adventure genre, and this word right here, puzzle, is crushing it. Look at all those victory points she's getting right
Even
now.
though I took 2 wilds,
Yep.
like that's the
Yep.
crazy thing, right? It's like that's the thing that I think I really like about it is like there's a lot of word-based games where like the letters you have to use this letter. And
Yes.
like if you're a person that doesn't have like an insane vocabulary, those games can be very hard. And I
Yep.
say that as someone who I think I have a pretty good vocabulary. Like I spend my days every day
Oh
like
yeah.
writing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I also struggle with games like that myself. So
Mm-hmm.
I actually love that this doesn't punish you for needing
Yep.
to change things up. It's like if you can strategize it, you can kind of still get away with like, oh, I'll just turn this into whatever. And it
Absolutely.
gives me a great combo anyways. So it
Yep.
doesn't matter that I'm wasting 2 cents or whatever I just spent there to do that.
Right. So
Yeah.
true. Yep. So as you can see, folks, Amanda this turn only got 1 cent, but she's got 13 victory
So
points.
are you going to get one more
I
turn?
I think you're going to end it because I started first. We take an equal number of turns. It
Oh, an
should be
equal number
over.
of
I
turns.
don't quote me on that. I think it's over.
Okay. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if I should be trashing to get more points in case you can come up. But
Yeah.
if you think that's it, then I won't trash.
Yeah.
What's the tiebreaker for this game? Do you know if we
I
had a
I
tiebreaker?
I think it's whoever. Oh no, that can't be it. I forget the tiebreaker, but we don't need tiebreaker because Amanda, you have won. GG.
I have.
62 to 43. Well done,
Wow.
Amanda.
And it also gives you a little look at all the words I randomly was just like, is that a word? No.
Yeah.
Is that a word? No. That's
Look
not
at
a word.
this. So yeah, those last
My first victory.
look at those Z words. Those are awesome. The Z words really came through. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Zeds if you can use them.
Yeah.
They're powerful in all word games, as they should be. They're very not
Yep.
easy to use. So you know what we didn't see in this game? Did you see any cues?
I did not. There are cues in the deck. They just didn't pop up this game. But there
Huh.
are cues. Yeah.
Cues also must be like crazy because I always find
They
cues are really hard to use.
definitely. I think those might be along the same lines of like getting 4 victory points per shot. We just got rated by our friends at Room 51 live. Thank you, Starbuck. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it, and thanks for resubbing as well. We are at the tail end of Words on Wednesday. That's where me and my friend Amanda McKnight, we talk about comic books, all kinds of nerdery stuff, and apparently she kicks my butt at word games as well. We're adding that to the list of things we do. But
I don't know.
we just
I
played
think it could have
Hardback.
gone either way that game. You were
I
also scaring me.
Yeah, I love this game.
So.
I love all word games, of course, but this one, folks, if you don't know, Hardback, there's a new, the original game was Paperback. This is Hardback, a standalone edition of it. But Paperback, folks, if you check out on Kickstarter right now, they have a 10th anniversary edition, which is awesome. It has a solo mode. I loved it. You can see my video on Rahdo Runs Through. Be sure to check that out. But we're gonna wrap things up here. Again, thank you for the raid. We're gonna raid the next
Checking it
channel.
out right now.
Yeah, go
Like,
check
that
that out.
sounds great.
It's so good, Amanda. Paperback,
Yeah.
fantastic. Probably my favorite word game of all time is Paperback. I love it. It's very similar to Hardback.
Wow.
I think it's more of a word game, whereas Hardback's got more of a gamer style to it. But I
Yeah, it's
enjoy
very
both.
like deck building,
Yeah,
engine building. Like,
totally.
there's lots of gamer elements in this, which is probably why I enjoyed it a lot. But
Yo,
I
totally.
love games that have a good solo mode. So you had me at solo mode,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
it's the one that came before this one that I just really loved. So
Yes. Yeah,
great.
I'm a big solo fan as well. Justin, thank you for joining us. Good to see y'all here at Blue Fun Guy. Appreciate y'all.
Hello.
Before we get going, Amanda, can we we'll wrap things up. You want to plug any projects you're working on or anything happen on your Twitch channel or anywhere else? Feel free to take the floor.
Yeah, thank you. I have my YouTube, which I've just been constantly trying to post more stuff on, so you can go check me out there. I'm also VampX13, or if you just look up like Amanda McKnight YouTube, I think I'm like one of the top things that comes up over there.
Yep.
And I will be back on Friday on my own Twitch. If you guys want to come, we're going to be doing cocktails and baking is kind of my plan. I haven't checked my
Nice.
baking supplies though, so hopefully that's good. If not,
Very
it'll
cool.
be cocktails and something else, maybe some coloring or Legos.
Oh,
But yeah, so we'll
cool.
just be chilling and chatting basically on Friday night. So if you want to come hang out with me and maybe do some baking, definitely have some drinks, which you can also make if you have things at your house, then
Yeah.
come and do that. It should be fun. I'm going to be on at 7:30 EST around there.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
So that's perfect time for us on the West Coast. That's happy hour time, folks. So let's go hang out with
Yeah.
Amanda this
Come
Friday.
say hello.
Yes. All right. Cool. Thank you again, Amanda. This always look forward to this. I'm glad we've been able to relaunch today and get back into
I
it.
agree.
Very happy to hang out with you as always, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, you as well. And thank you
Yeah.
everybody for joining us and
Yeah.
subbing and gifting and rating and doing all these amazing things.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay,
let's go
folks.
say hi to Bonds. I love
Yeah, we're
that.
gonna say hi to Bonds, show her some love, and we'll see you next time, folks. All right. Bye.
Right, bye.
And let me just make sure the raid has gone through.